watching sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? I think this is all working. I've had technical problems for the past half hour, and the cats are going nuts. Hydra says hi. Hydra, 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 baby. Hydra. Off. Well, I promised. No, we're not going to do that. And I think that was a stream over. I've got error messages on my computer. It's 7:30 over here in the evening. Hopefully it's a reasonable time where you all are. I now have Windows error messages on the screen. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag them off the screen and pretend I haven't seen them. Okay, Hydra has opened Microsoft Teams. We don't need Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is bad. Let's close Microsoft Teams. And the task manager. Thanks, Hydra. Technical support, A star. Is this working? Oh, it must be working because people are responding. Okay. Hello, everybody. That was bad. Hydra and... Look how big she's getting, guys. She's 7 months old today. Thanks for that, by the way, Helen. 7 months old today. Look how big. We thought she was going to be dead, but look. No. Oh, she's big. This is the little one. This is Anna Ferret. Mm-hmm. Look at this one. Look at it. Look at it. Aren't you so pretty? Aren't you so pretty? She smells of tea. She smells of tea and biscuit. Okay. And check this one out. Check this one out. Wait, hang on. I descend on it like an eagle. Look. This is Dottie. Look. Hey. I know. She's so big. Look. It's Dot Dot. 7 months old. 7 months old, everyone. How old is your cat? I don't know. Dottie, please. I ask very little of you. See, look. Like a big moustache. Okay, down we go. Dottie looks long like Salem. Yes. And Saber. Saber is here too. Lips. Lips. Lips, come here. Okay. Alright, don't come here. Right. Where? I thought I had some cool surprises. Not going to work because I'm having to stream through my browser again. I've got errors everywhere. Okay, I'm going to click OK on some of the errors. Oh, audio. Testing. All right, cool. Thanks, everyone. That was Hydra. Okay. All right, don't come here. This is story of my morning. I mean, this is Sabes. Look, everybody. This is Sabes. Sabes interrupts everything I do. He's a good boy. Am I familiar? Thank you, everyone. So look, what I was saying is I planned some cool stuff, but we can't do the cool stuff because I'm having to stream through my browser through Google Chrome because I had technical problems. But then I only gave myself half an hour to set everything up again, which seems I need a little bit more time. My computer mana or mana. Who says mana? I've heard a few people say mana. They're wrong. My computer mana is low, and didn't have enough ability to make the computer do what I wanted to do. Anyway, hope everybody's got drinks. I have my flask of tea. I have my squash, and I have these indestructible cups, by the way. They're fantastic, just steel cups. And I have some Barocca in this one to wake me up. Because I've been in bed until about half an hour ago. So, that's me. How's everyone else? I'm afraid you guys are going to have to carry it this evening. How's it going? Did you like the memes video? Nina said, why did you ask people what videos they want and then make them a memes video? Because it's like they're not the one. Yes, the kittens were born exactly on my birthday. Here is the kitten, the saber. He's not a kitten. He was once a kitten. He's the master of the kittens, you know? Like master of the hounds. This is Saber. He requires regular kisses and tribute. He requires tributes. Hello to the quiet lurkers enjoying the stream. There's always quiet lurkers enjoying the stream. Like to memes video needs some sillies. I don't think cat safe cups exist. No. The reason why I'm using this flask is because it's got a lid. And that stops it's like less Hydra, it's more Anna really. Anna and Tosca will drink this. And today's the 21st. Well, this may be true. I just relied on Helen. I'm going to blame Helen now because Helen said they're 7 months old today. And so I went, yay. I quite like her. Welcome. I have a cordial mix. Fantastic. So do I. That's what this one is. If she got diarrhea, it would be spotty, botty, grotty, dotty, potty. I do like a good tongue twister. Seashells by the seashore. Talking of diarrhea, has anybody been listening to Diarrhea of a CEO recently? Because that's what I'm calling it now. Diarrhea of a CEO. 28 weeks later. Oh, I do like the 28. Yeah. So there's the 28 days later, 28 weeks later, 28 whatever it is later. I can't even remember. But there's a trilogy, and they're British zombie films, and I'm really looking forward to watching the new 28 years later. Filmed in, I think, Leeds. This is a zombie town, or Bradford or something. I don't know. What's Diarrhea of a CEO? What's Diarrhea of a CEO? Diarrhea of a CEO is like, no, it's a podcast with Stephen Bartlett, where he interviews people that say things like, changing your diet can cure autism. I'm really sorry to say it's a little bit of a peek into a video I'm working on at the minute. It's not Diarrhea of a CEO. But it's quite a famous nutritionist talking about curing autism. I'm actually really disappointed because this particular doctor, I kind of respect id. I got to add an id on the past tense to it now, because he's been working with some really awful autism organisations. When I say autism organisations, you know what I mean. I've got to be careful how much I say now. I'm attracting the autism organisations. Why me? I'm only a little YouTuber. Don't come after me. Oh no. Don't throw me in the briar bush. April does a thing. IIAF, you're really cute. Thank you very much. It's... Come for the cats. Stay for the for the autism. I have still, by the way, some of these badges. I like them. I'm going to put this one on. Pin. Oh, hang on a second. I better not use this one because this one is a brand new one. Where the little plastic film hasn't been put up. There's a few in that drawer. Ashley, diet again, gluten-free. It's it's a gluten-free, casein-free, vegan, whole foods diet. Speaking as a vegan, I mean, when I say a bad one, I mean some Pringles and Doritos are vegan. I don't know what to tell you. So it's a predominantly beige vegan diet over here. It's just utterly depressing. But the reason why I want to make the video, not only I just feel like I need to say something and like put something on the record out there, and then I'll contact this person and I will say, "Oi, I used to sort of be a fan, but I'm not anymore. This is why. What are you doing?" And what really annoys me is that, and by the way, I've actually got a collection. Every time I find one of these shitty studies, I've saved it onto a folder on Dropbox. Other web storage folders, sort of syncing and backup services are available. I am not sponsored by anyone. I have turned down so many sponsorships because they're all wrong. Today's one was, here's an EEG device you can wear on your head and it will improve your sleep or something like that. But it's like studies. It's like anyone can publish papers. Do you know what I mean? If you've got $500, you can be a published author. You could be a published scientist. Stick it in an open access journal and off you go. It's very cheap marketing because, unfortunately, it kind of annoys me because part of me does get a bit pissed off because I am a fan of science and technology. I don't know what to tell you. It's something I enjoy. Classic autism, I would guess. But then again, you know, technology provides so much for us. And I kind of feel like it needs a little bit of respect. I do feel like it needs a little bit of respect. And like, you know, people publishing trash papers and using it and going, science says you can cure your autism. It's really annoying. Is it common for autistic folks to inhale spit and choke a lot? They're me not reading the screen for a few moments, and then I have another look at the chat, and we've got all... I don't know. I mean, it depends what they're eating or drinking, I guess. Shibsu, what in these revampings of the validation process? I don't necessarily agree, Shibsu. I mean, I do agree, but like, I think what needs to change is people need to be aware that not all, not all evidence is of the same validity. Autism speaks over her child's wishes. Yeah, it's hard to keep running into them. I should probably reach out to them at this point and go, hey. But then again, they already know. If you go to the Autism Speaks website, it says, Autism Speaks wants to follow your location. I should do a screen share in a minute. I was trying to set up, because I want to use OBS, like I used to use OBS. Oh no, hang on a second, I've got a Windows dialog. Okay, things could go bad. We'll see. Hang on. No. Don't do this to me. No. You cannot close Microsoft Word because a dialog is open. Click OK. Switch to Word and then close the dialog box. Just stop. Just go away. Cool. Right. Okay. Cool. We're done. I think I've placated the gods of Microsoft. But yeah, if you go to the Autism Speaks website, you will see it's a pop-up dialog and it's like Autism Speaks wishes to know your location. It's very funny. That must be for an airstrike or something. Oh, how is palm oil not vegan? Palm oil is not that great from an environmental perspective, and it involves the destruction of habitat. Hence animals, hence not vegan. But it is still plant, still oil, right? Hi, my name is Guppy. Exactly. It's like stop. But if those of you that weren't here earlier, Hydra decided to attack my streaming. My streaming setup, my keyboard, my everything. She's just pressing buttons. And yeah, I've actually got some Windows error. I've got some Windows error dialogues, which I've just scrolled off screen. They can just sit at the corner of Windows. And at some point I'll reboot. I'll reboot before the after party. That's what I'll do. Then we'll play some games. Linux, yeah, Linux is great. There's so much to say. There is so much to say for Linux. Just visualize the Autism Speaks SWAT team breaking in through the windows. What do you mean? Like Eileen Lamb with a machine gun kicking down my front door and going, we're here to... we're here with... And they've got blue badges. Oh my God, an Autism Speaks police car. Come in, there's an Autism Speaks police car, Heather. There's an Autism Speaks police car. Outside with all of the flashing fucking colours going on. And then Eileen Lamb kicks open the door and bursts out of the door and attacks me with loose screws or something. That was in reference to one of her children who eats screws, which I do think is sad and etc., but obviously don't have loose screws in your environment. It feels like a very simple solution, that one. And my empathy goes out, obviously, to parents struggling to raise children with high support needs, etc. But, you know, don't leave loose screws hanging around. I mean, my home is old. You could, you know, but there's no loose screws lying around. I mean, the cats would eat one, right? Yeah, just don't do that. If you have high support needs autistic children, don't leave like boxes of like B&Q miscellaneous screws on the floor. It's a bad idea. Dandelion badges. I just imagine like you know, they've got like police badges, but they're like puzzle piece badges, and then they go, and they just sort of look at my badge, and the badge is just like this big blue puzzle piece with a little bit of girl on the bottom. Yeah, that. And I will keep. I mean, look. I guess if you're tired of me talking about Autism Speaks, then I'm very, very sorry. I won't. They're not like the focus of the channel or anything like that. But one of the things that the channel, at least the channel, you know, that I could do is talk about advocacy as part of that. The biggest fucking colourful puzzle piece elephant in the room is Autism Speaks. And if they change, they could do a great deal of good in the world. They could do, but they won't. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. We have had the stream nearly destroyed. The SWAT, the Autism Speaks. Chris R, did you hear they finally left Canada? They did. Yeah, they did. They did leave Canada. They also passed some legislation in the US, which I haven't... I have briefly looked through it all. I read quite quickly. To be fair, look, give me a caveat here. Reading the chat sometimes can be a bit difficult because it's different people, and sometimes there'll be different conversations going on, if that makes sense. So that's not like, it's not like I can glance at my screen and then read the whole chat and take it all in. I can't. But if it's like a document and it's, you know, or a book or something like that, I can read really fast. And I read through the legislation, just skim reading, and nothing really popped out at me. Most of the legislation that Autism Speaks US is crowing about passing just involves changing the date on existing legislation. There's not really a lot to write home about. But Autism Speaks closing in Canada is great. If you're Canadian, you can enjoy your Tim Hortons in peace without being assaulted by... Look, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude about people. But I live in a house with a lot of cats, so you have to excuse me sometimes being a bit bitchy. Just like, you know what I mean? Hi from Land of the Holocaust. Steady on, Esmeralda. Good start. We love a press release to conform. Yeah. Tim Hortons is not good coffee. I have fond memories of Tim Hortons, but it has been like 20 years. So it might be rose-coloured glasses. Soup and sandwich and Timbits. Where are you going? What are you doing? The other thing about cats... Look, I'm going to fold this one. Ready? I'm going to fold it. Doesn't want to be folded. Has refused to be folded. Would you like being folded up? She loves being folded up with just her little head, with just her little ears, and a couple of paws sticking out. She loves being folded up. You cuddle her and give her a big squish and kiss her on the head. So if you guys ever hear me on the microphone giving the cats a kiss, because, you know, that must sound weird. And I do try and not drink in front of the microphone or eat in front of the microphone. I'm learning. I'm getting better. Been doing it now for a year. So I wanted to do some stuff today, but I can't because it's just going to be me chatting with you for now. She doesn't want to be turned into Kitty origami. Why not? Yeah, she doesn't. She can be bribed into Kitty origami. She's currently sitting by the treat dispenser. Mm-hmm. She's like, look, I will cuddle you, but you first, you must feed me. Mario, you have a trailer of autism after your kids spooky thing. Yeah, absolutely. If you are there's a lot of people just listen to the stream, but if you are genuinely like, hey, why the hell is Mike obsessed with this charity? What the hell is going on? Blah 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 blah. I have got a book. What's wrong with my brain? My brain is saying the wrong words. The wrong words are coming out. That's not what I want to say. I don't have a book, and I haven't even been writing one. This isn't a segue. There's no bookage here. I'm just saying, I've made a video called "Is Autism Speaks Really Sorry for Hurting the Autism Community?" It's a bit of a loaded question, I know that, but it's a video about Autism Speaks. It's the one with the pumpkin getting hit with an axe on the front of the thumbnail. That's worth a watch if you wanted to hear my opinions in a nicely edited, without waffling kind of way. Wendy, that's what we think. Oh, Gwyn is getting a longer coat as well. Yeah, so basically cats after a period of time, it's like the first coat, right? Cats will shed a coat twice a year. Sort of spring or autumn kind of thing. But it's not like a fixed thing. It's not like, oh wow, I need to put my spring wardrobe on now. But they do two sheds. And there is this thing where some cats, like maybe Gwyn, Anna seems to be, she'll shed a short-haired coat and come back with a long-haired one. So she might be a big fluffy fluff ball. Yeah, thanks, Emilio. It's from it had pumpkin in it, so it's from around Halloween. I did paint a puzzle piece on the pumpkin and hit it with an axe, and I painted the puzzle piece during live stream. Yeah, that was that one. I was gonna what I wanted to do was put some fireworks in it, but that's not really practical, not with the animals and bad noise, etc. Fluffers indeed, shape of soup, yes. In fact, I've just changed out of my fluffers and put jeans on, but they are like stretchy jeans. Do you know what? That is a cool thing, because most of my life I didn't wear jeans, and now you get jeans, but they are jeans, but they're basically leggings. Do you know what I'm saying? They're like so stretchy, it's unbelievable, and they're really comfy, and they look kind of like, they look smarter, and they look sort of a bit restrictive, but they're not at all. They're basically like leggings type of material. Yeah, fantastic. If any of you out there, I'll be honest, like, I don't know, like they are sort of wearing a little bit. I don't think cowboys would appreciate this material. I don't think it's very hard wearing. That might just be the unshittification of stuff, though, you know, like where things aren't built quite so well over time. But anyway, I wouldn't wear them if they were just normal Levi's. Left jeans, all hell sweats. Yeah, well, I call them fluffers, and you know, it was early on in my last year, and people were like, "You call them what?" That's not what that means. Isabella, I love the banker jeans, but I'm kind of short, so they almost fall off. Amazing. Your answer to that is a belt. I've got a belt made of cork, which is kind of cool. Cork is a cool material for belts. Real jeans are super uncomfortable. Yeah, that's true. And like, I just think Yeah, I just think it's really cool. I mean, like, one of the things part of my childhood was marked by serious difficulties getting me clothes, shoes, and that sort of thing. I would have a meltdown every single time my parents took me out to get me some clothes. This is back in the 80s and 90s. Early 90s. I would have a meltdown in shops every single time they took me out to get clothes. And it's kind of understandable when you look at it through like a tantrum lens. You go, oh, he's being obnoxious. When you look at it through sort of like an autistic sort of meltdown lens, you can go, well, hang on a second. There's a lot of things here we can explore. There's obviously the change of routine, blah, 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 tons of stuff. But just like literally cramming your child into sort of like restrictive fabrics and scratchy fabrics and things, it is hell. And if you did it to a neurotypical person, in other words, got a plastic bin bag, filled it full of ants, stripped them naked and tied them in. I'm not advocating for anything here. I'm just saying that's kind of what it feels like from let's say you've got like a neurotypical person and they're about to sit down to enjoy their favorite thing that they enjoy more than anything in the world. Let's say watching EastEnders or something on the television. I know they would be watching Doctor Who, would they? There's all neurodivergence, but like, I don't know, watching snooker or football or something. And then you sort of like, because they're very, very small neurotypicals that like, I'd stop listening to me right now. Probably. You sort of whisk them away. So they're really desperate to go back to the thing that they enjoyed, but they can't. And then you sort of like, you don't strip them completely naked or anything. You leave their underpants on, but you kind of like put them in a plastic bag filled with ants, spiders and cockroaches and shake them about a bit. And then you tell them that they're being very, very unreasonable for not, they should be, there are children suffering out there in the world without any clothes, presumably. That's the implication. And you should enjoy wearing, you're going to go out and get some clothes. That would be good. You need them because, you can't keep wearing that old shit all the time. You've got to have, you've got to look smart, go to church, whatever. Plastic bag full of earwigs. That's what it's like. And then you wonder why that person is not losing their shit inside a plastic bag full of earwigs and spiders and ants and things. And it's like, it just feels perfectly rational to me. When you start to look back, when you look back through an autistic lens, through autistic lens, you can kind of start to form some explanations for things that may have really confused you over a long period of time. Because the messaging that I had was, so I grew up in Germany. My dad was a difficult. Hang on one second. Just checking it wasn't the Autism Speaks police car. And like, they're doing a loving thing, it's Saturday morning or whatever, just after the cartoons or whatever, go out and get a new outfit. And I'm an irresponsible, horrible person acting like that. No sound? Sounds back. Sounds okay, cool. Really sorry about that, everyone. I don't know if I ruined it. Okay, basically, what I was trying to say was, Autism Speaks police car, no, I'm good, and I'm just trying to advocate for autistic children everywhere. That's all. But material's kind of better now. Material is slightly more comfortable now. It is slightly layered clothing. You absolutely, Scott. Oh, I didn't want to let Mike tell the In Germany story. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so my dad was in the army, so we travelled around Germany quite a lot. And then Saturday came around, and it was time to go out and get new clothes. And this would happen every few months, every few weeks. I don't even remember, but it was a lot of times in total. And I would just be losing my shit all the time. Yeah. Tricky, right? Hi, neurodivergent. I'm glad you arrived just at the end of the story, because that's how I then see the chat. If there's something you want me to see, by the way, you should @ me, do a little @ sign and my username. It should pop up automatically, and then I'll see it because it will highlight it in orange for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, ordering stuff online is way better now, Miss Pat. Definitely. Absolutely. So I mean, I saved my son all the embarrassment because it's possible to actually order clothes, have them arrive. He can then sort of try them on or whatever, just pick what fits and what doesn't, or it doesn't like, and then the other stuff goes back, and then you get a refund for it, like straight away. But it's all magical. You don't get charged until you send everything back. That kind of works quite well, I think. You don't actually have to go out. That's how Neurodivergent got to skip. Neurodivergent has skipped the jeggings, leggings story, the mic meltdown story, the cat Mageddon destroying everything. I've still got error messages on my screen, by the way. I'm sorry, that's probably what's responsible for the audio. The entire stream has been ruined by Hydra. You've missed it all, Jen. That's what happens. That's what happens. You're right, I hate ordering clothes online. The shipping's back and forth. Yeah, I suppose like the clever little angle here comes from like because the fact that they will come and pick it up, so you don't actually have to go and ship it. Trust me, I feel you on going to the post office all the time. Thank you very much, T-Ferry. Hanging on the door. Hanging on the door is a couple of the little squishy toys on the door handle. And it's like autism is happening in this room. There's some squishy toys hanging off the door handle. Some of you will understand that. Some of you won't. That's okay. Hey, Sean and Amanda, how are you doing? I hope you're both doing good. The non-existent kind, Mike. I can't highlight you on mobile. Oh, no worries. I'll make sure I pay more attention to the chat then. The non-existent kind, because if I mostly wear dresses, take a moment to reflect on your journal. I haven't ever written in the Apple Journal. I need to actually turn that off, and I also need to use Do Not Disturb a bit more. Just turn it on forever. I lose Do Not Disturb mode because, and I know you can automate it, I know, I just haven't got around to it, but like, I've got sleep mode, so I go to sleep and then sleep mode comes on, and then sleep mode goes off, but Do Not Disturb doesn't then come back on. I just want Do Not Disturb for everything. Some stories need to be edited before I tell them, but you know, basically I'm way behind on a load of stuff because I'm just sort of, and it's not procrastinating, it's just overwhelming. And sometimes when you just don't know, and then you just get on with things, it's less of a challenge. And I've got a really good analogy for this. When I did my last video and I wore a shirt, or it's the last video with a shirt, so it's a few videos ago, whatever, I wore a shirt anyway. And I tend not to wear shirts in my videos because I don't iron very often. Like, who the fuck irons their clothes? I'm very sorry if any of you do. It's good. It's actually a good thing to do if you iron your clothes and look presentable. But I don't iron any of my clothes. Like at all. All of my jumpers and sweaters, my hoodies, none of this stuff gets ironed. Like jeans, like they don't get ironed either. They are just full of creases. The creases will generally fall out, but like I don't iron anything. But you can't put a shirt on without ironing it because you can't. So I'm ironing. So what are panties in the UK, Eric? Oh, steady on. So I'm ironing the shirt, and I've completely forgotten why I'm telling you this. There was a point. Oh, that's right. The iron's really fucking hot, and I can't make myself touch the iron, the hot iron, even just a little bit. And it's the same. It's. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, neurobiology, whatever. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm trying to say is, in the same way that I wouldn't touch a hot iron, it's the same feeling of trying to move on to the next task sometimes when it's overwhelming. It's like you just can't. Literally life and death just can't. So, and that's just when you just end up just being completely just overwhelmed by tasks. I don't think that's PDA either. I think that's probably true for everybody. Everyone in this chat, just to a lesser or greater degree. Hot takes. Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here. Security clothes. Oh, yeah, I do. But I try to wear something slightly different when I'm doing my videos. How about you, Jen? because otherwise you're just wearing the same thing all the time. Touching iron would be sometimes easier. I agree with you, Toffel. Ticks while ironing are not pleasant. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Ironing is a waste of electricity and plastic energy. Excellent. Look, there are ways to get around ironing, by the way. You can actually leave clothes that are slightly wet. If you have clothes that are a little bit, not damp, but they do have a little bit of water in them. You know the difference. You could leave them sort of hanging up, maybe over a radiator. I don't know, like if your homes are built like the same way as British homes, but we have radiators sort of affixed to the walls, and you can kind of. Sometimes the radiators are underneath windows. Sometimes those windows have curtains on. I know there's quite a lot of ifs and buts here. Like, you know, sometimes what we'll do is we'll hang up our clothes on top of the radiator on the curtain rods, and that will generally sort of dry them without too many creases. You can wear them straight away. And they look reasonably neat at that point. I'm going to grab a refreshing drink. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It is an ad break, but it does mean, because I turn ads off, that means that nobody ever sees any ads, or you never ever have to see ads. And no one ever misses out. Because sometimes the streams are really good. We'll get back to it, we will. What I need to do is do a few impromptu test streams. And I'll do them in such a way that they'll just be deleted afterwards. I'll probably do that over the next couple of weeks, just to get things working again. Because I had a really nice stream set up and it's kind of gone a bit wonky. So I want to get it working again. So yeah, 2 minute break. If you are the sort of person that doesn't like to miss anything, then this is your opportunity to go and get a drink, go to the toilet, wash your hands, etc. That's what I'm going to do. See you soon. 2 minutes, 120 seconds. I'll race you. Back in a minute.
Appalachian sunrise, Appalachian sunrise skin meets my eyes still closed, I can feel it. With my eyes still closed, I can feel it. Golden, I'll follow golden, I'll follow golden, 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 Mountain Laurel high fives, mountain miles in spring, rain, trout, and hummingbird, golden, I'll follow golden, I'll follow golden, golden things, gold hair. Gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things.
Okay, did I make it back in time? The second I stepped out of the door, right, Nina had Larry. Have I got enough time to get a drink? No, but T-Ferry's doing it. I did have time to get a biscuit. And now, are we working? Is this good? We're good. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the weird glitch is Hydra. My whole computer. I've got some Windows error messages. No, I've got Windows error messages from Hydra literally smashing the keyboard. I have no idea what she's done. I moved the error messages out to the side of the screen. I'm not dealing with them right now. Invisible hand of tears up here. Hi, thank you so much. Thank you. What I was saying is, I went for my 2-minute break, and Nina had swaddled Larry like a burrito. Hydra's back there ripping out wires and shit. Thermostatic valve, hang on. Alright, yeah. So basically, I went and got a biscuit. No time to get a tea. Hi, Snooker. Have you tried turning IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again? That is what I want to do, but then I won't be back on screen for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm doing just like, we'll just work with it. Try not to touch things too much. Thank you, Hydra. Hydra the fucking cat. Reminding us to be bloody irritated. Cats, man. And look at Saber. Look at him. Butter wouldn't melt, right? This is the smartest cat in the house. In fact, this is the smartest thing in the house. You're smarter than me. No question. Tosca. Tosca's here. Tosca. Yes, hello. Hello. Come on. Come on, baby. Grr. Meh. Tosca, baby. I'm going to try and catch Tosca. You have to be like an eagle, like this, and go, "Rah!" and then jump on them from the top. Ready? Wish me luck. Look at you. I am a diamond cat handler. I have a platinum cat handling certificate. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This is, well, obviously Ada's sister. Looking very dramatic right now. Like dramatic gopher. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Oscar, you're pretty. Yes. A wild kitty appears. Well, a wild kitty was... Cat has been caught. Yeah, basically kind of like pretend that you're leading them that way when you're actually going that way, and then doosh right on top. Actually, a good way to manage cats vet-wise as well. You squish them. Cats, I don't mean the squish cage things, the crush cages. I mean, if you're needing to do stuff to a cat and you have a flat surface like this, you can just squish them. You can squish them. Because cats are actually quite strong, but they're not strong up and down. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Ashley. Squish them. That is the kindest way to deal with cats. I'll see you soon, Amelia. Yeah, it's the kind of thing. You just squish them, and you know there's no sort of fighting. If you find yourself sort of struggling with a cat, just. Why do that? I mean, there's a possibility there's something. Oh, I saw it. Right. Give me 2 minutes. Right. I'll tell you what.
In the darkest night she takes flight. The fluffy force of me gonna fly. With a man of fury and a heart so pure. I drive the cat, ready to endure. the cat, ready to endure. Oh, yeah. She crossed the land with eyes of gold, a guardian she's. Hydra reminds us all to hydrate on the door. Hydra, the kitten with the fiery roar. She's here to rock our souls to the core, to the core. In our pulse we find that connection so free. Hydra the cat, reminding us to be rockin' free. With her mighty tail she sweeps the night. Crosses from legs, a regal sight. To the core. In her pulse we find a connection so free. Hydra the cat, reminding us to be. With her mighty tail she sweeps the night. Crosses from legs, a regal sight. On the screen she's fierce and bright. Hydra the cat, a guiding light. Hydra with the cat, don't you forget. Stay refreshed, no regret. With every scene we feel alive. Hydra the cat, we try. Her flow was shield, her eyes of fire. In her presence we find no desire. Through battles fall and stories told. Hydra's heart, pure and bold. A great the name, a playful jest, but it's the way she's at her best. Reminding us to drink and play. Hydra leads us every day. Hydra the cat, reminding us to be rockin' free.
Okay, right. What's wrong with me now? What's going on? What's going? Oh, am I back? Okay, all right, okay. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, Hydra the cat. Not muted now. It's working now, right? Right? Now things should. Yeah, cool. Right, good. Thank you, everyone. Chat, you're giving me a flipping heart attack. What's going on? Okay. The song has 2 minutes. I was mute in the beginning. Yes, you are correct. That was. We've got a few issues here. So we have operator issue, as in like it's called PEBCAC, which stands for problem exists between keyboard and chair. That's me. Or we have Hydra beep. The problem is Hydra. Hydra caused the issues on the stream. So I've actually like restarted everything except for my PC, which still has the errors. But if it's an issue that's somehow caused by one of the USB controllers, everything's been rebooted in order. And we're back. Would you like the rest of the Hydra song? There's 2 minutes, 30 seconds of it left. The stream is, we've still got like an hour plus, you know, but would you like a 2 minute? It's definitely not a scapegoat, Chris. Scapegoat. That's it, it's awful. But Hydra did it right at the beginning of the stream. You can actually watch her break the stream. The bass guitar player is not called Lawrence Granite, but the bass guitar player is it James? I think it's James. On the actual song on the it's called Hydra Rising, and you have to go back to the summer on my channel. You can see it. The singer is actually reasonably sort of like semi-famous. He's actually semi-famous. He's pretty infamous for singing a song about scammers. I saw it. She jumped and broke things. There you go. Ashley's backing me up. Ashley has better things to do with their time, but is backing me up. She did nothing of the sort during the proceedings. But we have proof and witnesses. Okay. I do let the song go on. I play it so often here. And my face blind is thinking it was Quinn. I know what you mean. Yep, I just look back. Yep, evil Hydra. Exactly. Evil Hydra. Evil. So yeah, it's I'm kind of used to technical issues. Lies, she was helping. How much is she paying you, Soup? You go right. Did you see my Aura news story? I did not. In Discord. I've actually got quite a few notifications of Discord. I've been asleep all afternoon pretty much. Hydra is hogging the screen. Okay. I'll tell you what, let's do a little bit of the kittens. For a couple of minutes. For those that haven't seen it.
Hydra the cat, reminding us to be rockin' free. Under the moon, her kingdom shines bright. With kittens in tow, she's a powerful sight. Every warriors, an army of night. Hydra lead them through the darkest night. In a mane of fury, a beacon of light. Her heart so pure, a guardian in flight. From dusk till dawn, they chase and play. Hydra and her kittens, rocking every day. Hydra, the killer with the fiery roar. Yeah. The kittens are here to rock our souls to the core. To the core. In their palms we find a connection so free. Hydra leads them through the darkest night. In our mane of fury, and we gonna fly. Our hearts so pure, a guardian in flight. From dusk to dawn, they chase and play. Hydra and their kittens rocking every day. Hydra, the killer with the fiery roar. The kittens are here to rock our souls to the core. To the core. In our paws we find a connection so free. Hydra and her army, rocking eternally.
It's available everywhere. Oh, one more thing. I'm really sorry. Alexa, play Hydra Rising by Autistic AF. Hey Siri, play Hydra Rising by Autistic AF. No, don't. Hey Google, play Hydra Rising by Autistic AF. I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, let's go back to normal. I get 0. I get 0.3 American cents every time that plays. 25 cents would be a lot of plays, to be honest, Scott. Hydra gets a Hydra earns 0.003 cents. Well, that's actually in dollars there. I put it in dollars. But they can't do it again. Okay. All right. I'm sorry about that. Well, Google turned off the stream here. I'm so sorry. I did notice a dip in viewership when I did my little trick there, but that's okay. Orany was playing on my hubby's work computer the other day and messed up his work laptop, which ended up sending a bunch of weird messages while playing his keyboard to his boss. Yes, it was Orany Cat. Mm-hmm. They said it all at once. Well, Helen, I mean, we can see. I can post in the Discord how many plays the song's had. It's had quite a few plays, but I don't even have much confidence that it will reach like payout threshold or whatever. But it will eventually, 50 years from now. I will use this evidence against you as Hydra's case. You're trying to claim her royalties, Soup. Realistically, it's probably a dreamy per play or something like that. No, that's probably a bit too rich, to be honest. It's probably just like one normal cat biscuit per play. It's a good song. I mean, it's a banging song. People do occasionally send me videos of them playing the song. Friend of mine sent me Hydra Rising playing in his car, and he's sort of vibing out to it. It's quite nice to see. I'm like, thank you for the 0.003. Since we had the song, we can probably skip the 8:30 my time 2-minute break. But I did use it as an opportunity to drink my tea without gurgling on the microphone. We play it lots. We play it more. So we share it to my family and friends. Helen, share them the video. Well, it's up to you. But like, that was really cool to see the kittens, and the difference in the size. Like, just the difference in how they've going out or what? 3:24 p.m. Okay, so the 3:30 p.m. 2-minute break, we will skip it because yeah, it was really good fun. Really good fun. Actually, that song is probably one of the only examples of what was an AI song turned into an actual song. And I still have tons of B-roll of the kittens. I've literally got like, because they're not going to be little for long, I filmed so much B-roll in as high quality as I possibly could. Just like, I've got tons and tons and tons of kitten B-roll. I don't know why, but it's like, oh, I'm never going to see them again. Let's just film them all. I didn't have video of me as a baby, so let's just film baby cats. I don't know. See Flap post the stream. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. 8K 3D. I think it was just 4K, like 4K 60, I think. But some of it's ProRes, and I've got like a drive just full of Hydra stuff. I need a graph of all of the pets. I need to update my channel banner, to be honest. I'm too old to have videos of me as a child. Me too, Ashley. In fact, it's not very often I go, oh, I wish there was more video. Thank you, Saber. You see an earthquake, it's Saber. Like, so many people have got video of them as a child, and it's like, oh, that is so good to see. And I wonder, I've got loads of photos of me as a child. My dad really got into photography for quite a few years, and I've got tons of like photos, pictures of me looking like doing my T-Rex arms. But there's no video. It's a shame. 'Tis a shame. This is the price you pay for being I think we agreed Zennial or a I like to think of elder millennial. Although I always thought of myself as Gen X until Meg. Because she is a baby millennial and I'm an elder millennial. You just don't really think about this stuff until like the generation thing is kind of like sort of makes sense, sort of doesn't. Obviously it's not as clear as that. But when somebody starts making like content or they start talking about, the different generation issues, like Generation Alpha, like I saw a video, I saw a video of loads of toddlers in a great big shopping center, a big shopping mall. And the kids were dancing to some adults dressed as the Skibbity toilet meme. One of them was her head in a toilet, and the others were people in suits with TV cameras and TVs on their heads. And I look at that and go, that generation is screwed. Like, do you know what I mean? That was all. I think I'm technically Gen X, but I didn't relate to a lot of Gen X since I'm at the very end. Yeah, actually, I think possibly the same. Nina's Gen X. She's a younger Gen X, right? And we both had similar kind of upbringings. It's not like there's a cut off between where the line is, but there's definitely a line between us. I'm a millennial because I was born in 1986. Brittany, you're young. I think I was vibing to Thundercats early you were born. The idea of generations as particularly an endpoints is wholly artificial. Oh, definitely. But actually, if you read up about the reasons for the definition, say, for example, I don't have them prepared, so I don't have my script in my head ready to go. But basically, it's like no technology. So it's like the generation without technology, the generation, who sort of adopted it in their teens, and then there's the generation that have always had access to the internet, that sort of stuff. That's kind of been the delineating factor for the last few generations to do with tech, a lot of it. But yeah, millennials represent. I've never really called myself millennial. I thought I was Gen X, honestly. In fact, do you know what I think? I think I was Gen X, and I think the boundary changed. When I was a teenager, I had a Gen X t-shirt, and that kind of, I don't know, I mean, it wasn't made for me, right? I don't know. The limit is 1981, I think, or I remember when the internet came out. Jen remembers when the internet dropped. Jen remembers when the Ten Commandments. That's sorry. Etched into stone. I feel like I need to apologize for saying that on the internet. I'm sorry, Jen. I was there, Gandalf. I was there at the beginning. I was there. the deep magic. Yeah. Okay, thank you, T Ferry. Up and round. In tribute to my friend Claire. This porch coffee mug should probably go into a box, never to be played with. I can see it's got a very small chip on the bottom. That's going to knock the value off on eBay. But I'll probably put this on eBay in, I don't know, 2030 or something. I'll probably put it on eBay. Porch coffee, woodshed theory. To missing friends who are not dead. Claire is not dead. Can I just say that? I'm just sort of anxiously looking at my phone, like expecting it being like, I'm not dead. Claire is not dead. And her memory lives on. For old friends. For Claire. R.I.P. Claire. To old friends. Do you remember where you were the day Claire fell off a massive pile of yarn? I should probably stop. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Sorry. I'm reading the chat now, just in case. Internet dial-up tones were torture. Depends how close you are to them and how loud you're listening. But yeah. If you were actually on a phone, why would you be on a phone? But you could sort of listen as the modem dials up. That was really loud, ear piercing. My face is Do you know when you smile so much that you end up in kind of pain? Ah, we have autistic, not alien here. Hello, Neil. How's it going? You said you would pop in at some point, and he has popped in. Neil, for those that are unaware, is autistic, not alien. And he makes some absolutely really cool content. I was mildly confused by the my brain says something in my head which is like, oh no, Mike, don't say that out loud. People will take it the wrong way. I thought the skirt was fashionable, Neil. Oh, indeed. Yeah, do you know what? I actually agree with you. It's not the same without porch coffee. I enjoyed it. I had a routine with Claire's porch coffee on Mondays. I actually made coffee on Monday morning and listened to Claire's porch coffee. Which I try not to drink in front of the microphone because that's pretty bad. Autism. Oh, my face is still very sore. Neil is getting a lot of love in here. I hope you're reading it all, Neil. Oh, my. She deserves the credit. Fantastic. It was very profound autism. Neil's last video on profound autism. I've watched quite a few of your videos, Neil, and they're absolutely fab. Sorry, I've got Saber here distracting me. Well, Saber says hi. Say hello, Neil. Hello, Neil. My name's Saber. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, porch coffee was one of those times where I actually had coffee rather than tea in the morning. I was a bit more like, the autistic page. What the hell is going on? How come everybody is here today? I basically recently binge watched both Neil and Jen. Hydra cast a spell on your face to stick after you flip the bird. Yeah. Well, Hydra shouldn't be messing around with the stream. This stream would be a hell of a lot better if it didn't have Hydra on it. No, not at all. We can vibe off each other. I think the way I feel about it is it's the sum of. Do you know what? I'm going to sound very, very wanky now, but it's collectively. I think we can all be incredibly proud as the wider or quote unquote autistic community. I'm not saying I'm speaking for autistic people or the king of the autistics thing, but I've got flipping saber hair on my face. It's driving me nuts. Best without Hydra, and you wonder why you lose subscribers. Henry, well, everyone unsubscribes on live streams. And no, it's true though. Hydra has locked us into this stream. I was hoping to use OBS and my normal stream setup, but we're having to do the sort of Christmas festivity stream setup because streaming through a web browser is what we're doing. Thank you, Hydra. I've got error messages off to the corner. I can still see them. So yeah, what I was trying to say is we're all pretty strong as a wide group, or at least I think so. Until I see something like, I don't want to say. We're not doing politics today. But I think I did mean that, by the way. But like, we are stronger together as a wide group, a very diverse group, where everybody is an autistic person. N equals 1. Do you know what I mean? Everyone is individual and different, but everyone is. I've been getting some flack for the term neuroaffirmative or neuroaffirming, and I think it's because of the gender affirming overtones that set certain folks off. But it's possible to have a view that's more nuanced and balanced than saying things like all autistic people are really terrible and autism is this horrible thing and I should cry because my kid is autistic. "62 years of age. That is fantastic." It's ironic that you're not doing politics and enjoying this live stream when I should be answering counselling emails. I didn't realise you did political work. You did public work, Neil. But we have the opportunity, okay, to do political conversation another time. This stream is my usual scheduled programming, and it gives an opportunity for some non-politics related conversation. In fact, I noticed on the Discord that the political channel has gotten rather active lately. There's currently a vacancy for King of the Autistics, no pay, but great experience for your CV. If you haven't seen Joe Wells, the comedian, he actually has a special. I don't know if he's called it King of the Autistics, but he talks about being king of autistic people or something. And it is hilarious. You should all definitely watch it. It's incredibly validating and hilarious. Yeah, as for neuroaffirming, I don't know. If I did a video about sort of language, I don't know. What I want to do, do you know what's nice? Do you know what is nice, actually? Do you know what is nice? After having made a load of YouTube content, do you know what is nice about it? One of the nice things about it is that you've got like this library of videos on different topics, and you can kind of like just refer people to those as opposed to answering things all over and over again. My original YouTube channel, Autistic After 40, I called it Autistic After 40. No intention of actually doing YouTube with it, just having a couple of unlisted videos. I made 2 in the end, and to send to friends to explain everything because I really struggled in person. In fact, one of them I went on a walk for an hour and couldn't actually say I'm autistic. I actually couldn't say that. Can you believe it? Everybody, can you believe it? Mike couldn't say it. And, when I eventually did, they had a lot of misconceptions about what being autistic actually meant. And I thought, okay, right, this isn't going to work. This is really difficult. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say everything into a video, and then I can just send them the video. And then I thought, then I made the monotropism one, and it's like, okay, well, because that kind of explains everything quite well, I think. I relate to it. You don't have to relate to theory of monotropism to feel monotropic. But, I do. So I found it quite a helpful way to explain myself in a manner that somebody could then go and Google. And the reason why, other than finances, I went for an autism assessment as opposed to an ADHD one was because autism explains, I'm going to say, you all understand me quite well. If you're new here, you hang around. But it explains my difficulties the best. And I'm not trying to say, because I'm autistic, therefore I have difficulties. Yes, it's a disability, but we should look a little bit further into what that means. That was all. Void Kitty, yeah, this is Saber. This is Sabes. Uncle Sabes. Hope everybody's okay. And I don't know, Neil, if you're the same as me, in that when you're talking, you just sort of like don't read the chat or whatever. Yeah, same thing. Go a little bit off. Crow and Dinos, yeah, same thing, Miss Pat. I definitely felt incredibly tearful. I felt quite sort of almost like grief, I guess, probably the best way to explain it. Hello, Kado. First time live, but I've been watching your videos for a while, and I find many of them very helpful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm the gesture autistic people. Is this DJ? The PDA group can't agree on a time to come together. It's very demanding. Joe Wells came and gave a talk at my work. He was great. Oh, that's amazing, Chloe. That's amazing. Neil reads all the chat. I tried to read the chat, but when it gets busy, I'm on log about tangents and I catch up with the chat. Yeah, same thing. Harriet's trying to make me feel bad. I think one trouble does apply to all autistic minds, but it's necessarily being accurately described in many cases. Okay. I'm reading. Sorry. Maybe I should read this way. I have 2 chats. I have the chat here and I have the chat here. I have the YouTube pop-out chat here, which is harder to read, and then I have the restream chat here, which is much easier to read. The missing sock. My AFAB brother was like, we're basically twins. I'm super autistic. You have to go get checked out. And suddenly not being able to wear wet socks whoa, without flipping out made sense. I'm high masking with PDA. Yeah. Oh, wet socks. Okay, hang on. We'll do this. Hang on. Where is it? Here we go. I have to go here. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is a poll, everybody. It's on the screen right now. The results are incredibly important for the direction of the channel. They're incredibly... I'm sorry. If you had to, though, I don't know what the look. Let's not get into the details. Let's not be autistic about it. Just pick one. If you absolutely had to, let's not get into the details. And who brought it up? The missing sock. Here we go. This is the purpose of the poll. I don't know if you can you change your mind? Sorry, I've got to scratch my nose. I still think I've got a one solitary saber hair on my face. Okay, let's end the poll. Okay. The poll is anonymous, by the way. I forgot to mention it before suggesting it, but the poll is completely anonymous. You don't have to, 30% just crazy. What was the answer, by the way? What was the poll? I can't see the poll. I've got no way to see the poll. What was the answer? It was some 70%. Let's not get autistic about it. What won? Can somebody please just tell me what the answer to the poll was? If you had to, thank you, Ashley. If you had to wear, which would you choose? Wet socks, 64%. Wet underpants, 35%. Poll complete, 56 votes. 56 votes? Is that it? What? Why aren't you voting? 65% normal. I'm so sorry. Meds and supper. Take care, Suzanne. Wet socks are easy to take off. Yeah, I'm with you. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Saber, no! That's an Ethernet cable. No. Don't bite it. What do you want? Cats, man. Better turnout than elections. Oh, Maisie's at the window and wants to come in. I have to let Maisie in. I'll put the Be Right Back screen on, but we're not going anywhere. Don't run.
Appalachian sunrise.
There you go. That was done. Thank you. Maisie wants to come in, so she sort of taps on the window. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, the missing socks is really lifting my mood. You guys got me all to smile laugh today. Thanks. You're welcome. Harry at Windybank. Mike could promote Tenor Lady. I'm sure they'll let him do a sponsorship. Why? Aren't they supposed to be dry? Like, isn't that the whole point? Like, that's so funny. That's so funny. Very good. I do have Tenor men's for diving, but I've never had to use them yet. But yeah, it's like a just in case. You don't want to be decompression stop and have to come up for a wee. You can kind of time it, right? You can kind of time it. You can kind of hydrate yourself throughout the day, and then a couple of hours, like an hour or so before, just stop drinking and avoid tea, really, basically. 'Tis the way, but interoceptive difficulties can make it a bit more difficult. And also being in the water. That also makes it a little bit more difficult. Sabes? Hang on, I've got to get Sabes. Would anybody like this cat? We're at the stage of the evening where I'm offering the Isle of Man does not have a nudist beach, no. Having said that, it is very low populated, so if you wanted, you'd probably be okay. You could probably run around. But it's very cold and very, very windy, so I'm not sure you would. Liquid cat, there's not an answer. Paul says yes. Pardler says yes. So we've got 2 parts of the world. Toffel, as always, I still want Saber. I'll take him to soup. Shipping a cat to the US is too expensive. It is. I'll take him. He can join my other 3, says Holly Grant. Oh. There's somebody from the Discord I'm on, from Either Man, the Small World Man. Oh, amazing. Say hello. We get everywhere. We get absolutely everywhere. Like I say, I saw Big Clive the other day, but I didn't actually say hello. I was just like, it's just like, leave people in peace. I do not wish to be bothered and perceived. So no one else would want to either. We're about 80,000 strong, Exit 101. A predominantly older population than the UK. I think the average population here age is about 7 years. The median is about 7 years higher than the UK. But we are 80,000. Pretty small. 84,710, says Toffel, who's being quite autistic, dare I say. You don't have to be so autistic. No, not a million. Like less than 1/10 of a million. TT hell. I tend to avoid the going out around TT. Yeah, I tend to avoid going out around TT. I will try and stream. I'll try and do a TT stream for you all if you are interested in a TT. But it's quite noisy and smelly. It's quite, and yeah. What's up, Saber? What are you doing? He's just wiggling his bottom. He's like, let me just wiggle my bottom. I'm very autistic about this, I have to say. Why are you also autistic? Brennan Zukov and altruism better in Hawaii. Yeah, we're a wear multiple layers kind of place. But, if you're hardy enough. Tony Malothy, hello. I love Norman Wisdom. Yes, Norman Wisdom was wonderful. I've never met him. You're not a big fan. All right, it's time for me. Thanks for the stream. Good night, everyone. Good night. I've been this a long time ago. Oh, wow. Amazing. My city has more people than the Isle of Man. Yeah. So I do show the island a fair bit on some of my content. If you look at my video about stress, you'll see some of the island there, although it's a bit foggy. Hang on, I'll get you the link. Basil Azuria. I don't think I've seen your name before. Hello. Good marketing. Good marketing to you too. Live. Was that good morning? But just you work in marketing, so you auto cucumbered to marketing. Hang on. I made a video called Coping with Stress. Oh, that was a particularly horrible time. I'm going to post it in here. It's a driving video. So you can see the dash cam view and I'm just driving around talking. So if you're interested in the Isle of Man, there is a video there showing miles of the Isle of Man. Mostly in the fog, but still. I don't know what to tell you. Basil, hi, I'm new to your channel. I joined because of the title. That's amazing. Oh, a break from politics, yes. Welcome, by the way. Anyone else who's new, you are all perfectly welcome. I call this side of the channel the ADHD side. That seems to encompass the channel the best, or at least explain, I guess me. I've met up with some autistic-cats in person. I'm a real human being, if that counts. Ashley, I hope your mother's doing better. Thank you so much. She is kinda. We've dealt with some of the hospital the issues, but it's always pretty sad, I think. I'd never have thought that parents would be dependents. Like that is not something I ever expected. Which sounds bonkers, but it's true. Hello to all of the wallflowers. I'm reading chat. I want to live that north. Oh, right, okay. It's so pretty here, but I'm in the desert. It's a nightmare. Don't move to the desert if autistic, because oh my god, it's too hot. Oh, I'm sorry. The Isle of Man's got a temperate climate, so the British Isles in general has got a temperate climate for now, while the Gulf Stream continues. If the Gulf Stream ever stops, the British Isles are going to become as cold as Moscow. Yeah. I feel for you, mate. We're going through it with Dylan's Parkinson's diagnosis. Oh, I'm sorry, Judy. If you ever want to compare notes or whatever, feel free to reach out. Like, that is... Yeah, similar stuff here. It's difficult. I'm a sort of like an only child. I am an only child. I don't have brothers or sisters. Do you have sidewinders? We have no snakes whatsoever, Papaski. Although we do have a sort of, it's called a slow worm. It's basically like a grass snake. But no, there are no snakes on the Isle of Man. There are no snakes, no foxes, no badgers. No squirrels. I don't think I've ever seen a mole. No deer. What else? Yeah. Lots of birds, though. Like, lots of incredible exotic birds. Yeah, it's weird. And Miss Pat, I will talk about it for the benefit of all. 100%. Toffel, what's the meaning of the flag? Nobody knows. The triskelion. Yeah, it's appeared a couple of times in history. The Isles of Scilly also have a triskelion. It just is. No one knows. No one knows. Thank you very much, Sock. I appreciate that. That's very kind. It's very kind of you. Harriet says, I was okay living in Q8 because it was too hot. It was hot but not humid. Okay. Hated the humidity in Abu Dhabi, but it's cooler but worse because of humidity. I understand. I'm not big on humidity. I don't like being humid. I prefer being cool, mind, than hot. That's definitely my thing. I run hot. I don't mind being in the sea. The ocean cools me down a bit. But then again, I dive with a heated vest. So, and like a little button I can press to increase the heat and turn the feeling into being like in a hot tub or down like a warm bath. I can turn the cold ocean to warm bath. I dive with dry gloves as well. I'm completely dry inside. My suit is it's connected just to an air cylinder. So it's just compressed air. So it's compressed air is dry. So no. My diving is quite dry actually. Just my face really. Even then, it's not too bad. Wendy, thank you for bringing that up. Whichever way you throw me, I will stand. is the saying, is how it is. But the origin of the flag, nobody knows. Yes, that's true. Whichever you throw us, we will stand. The Triskelion with the 3 legs took up way too much of my attention as a child. I was so perplexed by it. Goldilocks zone, yeah. It's interesting. The Isle of Man is a fantastic place for history. It's been effectively continuous habitation since the... I'm going to say it wrong now. And the problem when you're talking to a bunch of autistic people is... And I'm not like an expert here. We're hanging out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to defend myself a bit. Because I'm going to say the word Mesolithic, but I don't think it's right. Megalithic. I don't even know if I'm completely right there either. Bugger. But I don't... 5,000 years BC. There are tombs from then, yeah. Judy Bell, I've got to go. Thanks all. It's been very restorative hanging out with you all. Thank you very much, Judy. Who's an explanation to everything, Mike? Toffel, I know a lot of... I know that I don't know very much, basically. You are human, I think. Caffeinate... What, Saber? Look at me like that. Looks at me weird. Oh, you're in a hotel room, Harriet. I hate hotel rooms. I am not keen on hotel rooms. They're always... like, hotel rooms in the UK, right? Or at least in England, I find. You end up with... You've got this little panel. So you get into the room, yeah? And then you've got this little panel on the wall. But it's not actually air conditioning. You just change what sort of... How much warm you want from the, you know... Like the windows are always sealed because obviously they're scared of people unaliving themselves, I imagine, if they're a tall hotel. So you can't open the window. I want to open the window, but you can't. If you can open the window, you can open it about an inch, just enough to stick a finger out. You can't open the windows. And I feel imprisoned in a hotel room. I don't like them. Sorry about that. Welcome to the whinge. Come for the break from politics. Stay for the autism. And listen to Mike whinge about hotel rooms. I'm very sorry, everyone. And then I don't like you get some weird smells. And I don't like it. Has anybody seen Paige Leal's video where she orders room service and gets some parfait kind of yogurt-y thing? I don't even know what it is she ordered. Does anybody remember that? Has anyone ever seen Paige Leal's video? It's it's very short, and it's just her building up the energy and formulating the script for the call for room service. I think that's such a wonderfully relatable video. It's true. I check for bed bugs every time. Yeah, don't take a UV light. The aircon is never on in hotels in the UK. Yeah, I know. It's just... Oh, yeah. I lose love for Paige Leal in here. I wonder what Paige is doing now. Where Paige ordered really cool thing from room service. Like that was a really cool looking... I don't know what it was. It was like it was in a big... Something that's served in a big glass like that. That's kind of cool. Hotels always smell funny. Yes, I saw the page. Yeah. UV light. Yeah. I wrap myself up hermetically when I'm sleeping in a hotel. Which is bad if it's hot. I thought her name was Paisley Owl for the longest time. Paisley Owl. Oh, yeah, of course. Paisley Owl. That's hilarious. And I don't mean to be rude to Paige, but Paisley Owl is a better name. Like... She was being cancelled for some reason. What's the deal with Paige Leal? What is Paige Leal being cancelled for? What's she done? I don't want to focus on negativity, by the way. I'm just curious. I don't know anything about it. The Corby trouser press. Yeah. Is it Alan Partridge that disassembled one or something? Yeah. Cancelled for her name? What do you mean? Oh, okay. Was there a thing? Anne-Marie, not awkward. Yeah, that is awkward. Yeah. Yeah, that's just... It's not nice. Like, people... You want a bit of privacy and stuff, and you often don't know what you're going to get as well. How many peeps of weed in a diving suit? I dive in a dry suit. Although for decompression diving, you've got two choices. You either have literal hell, by the way, if you've ever glued an external catheter onto yourself. No, absolutely fucking no way. Or you wear a nappy when you dive. Because sometimes decompression can be like an hour long or sometimes longer, right? There's no such thing as a dry diving suit inside or out. Yeah, there is. My dry suit is pretty dry on the inside. Paisley Owl is my new country band name. I know, it's such a good one. A long time ago, they accused her of being racist. They accused Paisley Owl of being racist? Really? Look, the whole kind of like cancelled thing is weird because, I mean, I'm sort of aware of it, and you can take people out of context as well. None of us are always going to agree on things as well, and sometimes you do things that just attract a lot of negative attention. I've had a lot of hate for my well, the video wasn't about the telepathy tapes; it was actually about John Campbell. I've had a lot of shit from that. Like, I constantly get shit for that. I get so much. I get so much. So much hate. But I don't think that's like being cancelled. That's different. Being cancelled would be like, say for example, you had a paid like talking gig or something. You had a, you know, you're paid or booked to appear somewhere, and then people complain to the venue that you shouldn't be allowed to go because you're a horrible person. So I don't know that that's what happened to Paige, but I don't know. I've got no idea. I've got zero clue. I have no idea what's happening with Paige L. Because like, yeah, it's just strange. Isn't the advice to avoid freezing to death while diving to wee in the suit? No. It's just true though. If you have a wetsuit and you have a wee in it, it does warm up the suit. It's 37 degrees, right? But yeah, I don't know that Paige has been cancelled, but yeah, I don't know. I've not seen Paige Al video in a very long time. When did Paige last post a video? I'm going to look now. I'm curious. You've all got me curious now. I can't talk about anything until I've... Let's have a look. Oh, getting cancelled. The time I got cancelled. Surviving cancel culture. It's an hour long, guys. It's an hour long. She's posted an hour long video about the time I got cancelled. I don't know that I can watch that. I see a video that's an hour long and I think, when the hell am I going to watch that? It's an hour. I ain't got an hour. Says the guy who just talks nonsense for 2 hours every Tuesday. 17th of October. That's it. Yeah, I found it. Yeah. I want to screen share, but just difficult. I'm reading her comments. I'm reading Paige Hill's comments. Oh, racism. I'm autistic now. What? Is a channel who openly supports you and shouts you out. You know what? I'm really ashamed of myself and it's embarrassing because I see my face in some of their thumbnails and I'm used to autistic creators making hate videos about me. I've not watched any of the videos. That would change now. Oh wow, okay. Alright, okay. I have no idea. I have no comments. I shouldn't be commenting about something I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. I don't know. I wonder if this is what being a neurotypical feels like. Because like, imagine if you... Is this what being a neurotypical feels like? I've got to have an opinion on something. I've not got a fucking clue what I'm talking about, but I have to fit in. So I have to have an opinion on it because I have to fit in. Hot take. Please don't quote my... Please don't, you can clip my live streams, but please don't like quote me on stuff. There should be a big disclaimer running diagonally across my video. Can we talk about favourite wild animals? Yes, I love these guys. I love these so much. They're like big fat bullets. You must have an opinion on everything. Yeah. Favourite wild animals, go. They don't have to be marine to fit in. You're allowed to, it doesn't need to be marine in order to be here. Put the video on sometime when you're folding laundry or something. I appreciate hearing your thoughts. Yeah, I definitely will. I do. I've listened to quite a lot of Paige Layal's videos. siphonophores are amazing. Yes, absolutely. So beautiful as well and majestic. Jansen, your autism let you down today. Sorry, I'm just browsing. While you're all talking about what animals you like, I'm browsing Paige Leal's. Okay, to be fair, I haven't watched a lot of Paige Leal's videos. She has a lot of videos. Okay, I haven't watched any of Paige Leal's. Oh, the first video I saw of Paige Leal was Autistic's reaction to Mark Rober's video. That was my intro to Paige Leal from 3 years ago. But I didn't watch it 3 years ago. I watched it like 2 years ago. Autistic reactions to Mark Rober's video. I thought that was really good. Mark Rober has an autistic son. And yeah. Yeah. So, listicle. 10 signs of autism you need to know. Listicle. Studying tips. Okay, I haven't watched most of Paige Leal's videos. But I've watched like about a dozen of them, according to YouTube. I saw... Oh, she's got one on Armchair Diagnosing. Okay, to speculate if a famous celebrity is autistic. It's an hour, 20 minutes. I've watched like 10 minutes of it. Like, why are the videos so long? They need editing. Paige needs to edit her videos. An hour. I just can't do it. I don't click on long videos. Even Meg's, like, if they're long videos, unless like I know where I'm going. Fennec foxes are beautiful. And most of these animals are beautiful. Are the tardigrades outside of Star Trek? Yes, they are possibly on your eyelids. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for the psychic damage, everyone. Peregrine falcons are beautiful, and I've seen them on the Isle of Man as well. Peregrine falcons they're just beautiful. Sheep, Bar Vinci. Yeah, I see what you've done there. Probably my most intense interest. There's a new Shaun the Sheep out. No, there isn't. It's not Shaun the Sheep. It's the same Aardman Animations. There was a new one around Christmas time. They put out a new film. It might be Wallace and Gromit. I don't know what I'm talking about, but there is a new film from Aardman that I haven't seen, and you should probably watch it, Bar Vinci, because it works. They're so good. I've never seen a peregrine do a high-speed dive except on YouTube videos. In particular, I appreciate Sir Samuel, welcome by the way, how she expresses herself, and I think it's a shame she feels the need to censor herself in order to appease others. Yeah. We did watch together in an after party, which is Leah Members exclusive live streams. For those that support me on Patreon, there's some extra content, and we looked through. Was it Jubilee? I don't know what it was, but it was a panel of autistic people, and then different lines of a mix of autistic and neurotypicals, and they had to guess. They basically had to like check. They had to check and see if their autism radar was working. And yeah, and I don't know. I wasn't sort of feeling sort of Paige's autism dar. I wasn't kind of like following along with her evaluation on people. I would ask questions. I think if I had to sort of like interview someone, see if they were autistic, and they were just in front of me in a big blank white room or something. I don't know. We do have a vibe for each other, and it doesn't usually come from being in an interview type of situation, but I'd probably ask people about something that they really like. Jansen, I'm not a huge fan of Paige Star Trek's a lot of broad generalizations of autistic people. Yeah, I think what I saw in that particular video was some very broad ones, like how kinky are you? I thought that didn't make sense to me. I'm not being prudish, but that didn't. I'm like, okay, so, how does that work? But anyway, I think that might just be a function of Paige being very young. And, you know, I'm not Paige's audience. If that makes sense. So sometimes I think I don't really vibe with that. Well, I like some of Paige's content, you know, from what I've seen. But the generalizations are a bit much. But she is very entertaining. It could be that. So Mike, how geeky are you? I don't know. How many people are in the room right now? What are we on? 105 people on YouTube plus Twitch? Yeah. I guess we had to make generalizations. They had to make creature judgment. Yeah, that too. And I think it is mostly entertainment anyway, the show that she was on. And we don't know how it was cut and edited too. But I actually preferred the people that Paige was on with. They were really getting into the nitty gritty, I thought, actually. We did actually do this poll in the scratching post. We did the poll. How geeky are you? Has got a 1 to 10, you know. It doesn't mean much. I don't think there's a connection there between. Toffel, I just found out I'm younger than Paige. Don't say things like that. Toffel, don't say things like that. It causes psychic damage. No, it's fine. I'm not being serious. I'm just messing with you. It does cause psychic damage, though. It does. No, don't. I mean, like, just wondering, as a content creator, is it a good form to contact another if you talk about them? Probably. That's probably the respectful thing to do. That probably is. Let me think about it. I'm not trying to cast shade on anyone, but yes, I think it probably is a respectful thing to do. I made some comments about Kaylin Partlow's profound autism video, and I tagged Kaylin on YouTube. I didn't contact Caitlin. I've got Caitlin Parlow. I've got no connection to Caitlin. Caitlin doesn't know who I am. I don't think. I don't. I've got no way to contact her. I suppose I could hunt her out, find a website, find a contact form or something, and go, "Hi, I made a YouTube video and you feature in it. So I didn't do that, but what I did do is I mentioned her YouTube account in my video description, which will show on her YouTube Studio dashboard. It'll say Autistic AF mentioned you in a video description. I feel like that's probably okay. Kind of, what's the word? Etiquette wise. I didn't tag Eileen Lamb from Autism Speaks when I talked about her though. Should I have done? Neil, Autistic, oops, I didn't contact you before mentioning the video. No. You don't need to, Neil. No, I don't. I'm trying to figure out what the etiquette is. Do you want to tell me what you think? Like, what is the etiquette? How does this work? It's a really good question. What are the rules? I think people sent me your video. So I saw it because people sent it to me. Did I comment on it? I think I might have done. I can't remember if I did. I'm really sorry. I can't remember. I've got a lot going on in my world right now, but it's at a point where my brain is sort of overflowing a little bit and I'm missing stuff. But tagging accounts in the descriptions does notify, does show. I haven't read any of the chat, by the way, except for Neil's comment for a while. I think you are good to carry on if you say nice. Yeah, I think so. I don't think that's a problem. But then again, I responded to I responded to Eileen Lamb's. So look, I'm giving you an example from myself here. On my video on profound autism, the same one, Neil. I spoke about Eileen Lamb's Facebook post on her personal Facebook, but she made it public. And the only reason I found it is because Google indexed it. And thank you, Ashley, last week for pointing out that, yes, it is showing on the second page of Google or something. It was high. I think it was the bottom of the first page, but it might have been the top of the second page, whatever. Who knows? But it's on there. Profound autism is a strange phrase because not many people are talking about it. The people that are talking about it tend to be, other than Kaylin Partlow, they tend to be Autism Speaks, ABA type people. If you Google profound autism. But then would you have to tag Autism Speaks when you talk about them? Yeah, I mean, no. But Autism Speaks is an organisation, and I don't think you need to alert organisations if you have comments on them. And I also think it might encourage bad attention. Yeah, organisations definitely don't need to be tagged. But should I have sought out Eileen Lamb's The Autism Cafe and tagged her on that? Maybe. Let me know, guys. I don't think I did. Do I give a shit? But first of all, do I give a shit? Am I hiding? Or am I hiding from someone? Am I like not putting it on there because I'm hiding and I'm trying to I'm trying to say shit and not own my words and not not defend myself. No, I'm not. I'm doing this publicly. It is very clear. I replied to Eileen in my own YouTube comments, and so did Jansen. Thank you very much, Jansen. I agree with you. They're a criminal cartel. Yeah, they're a bloody terrorist organization. I don't know, but they definitely are incredibly unethical. Autism Speaks is the height of unethical organizations, and I can justify my opinion. I don't have to legally justify my opinion, but I can and I will and I want to, because we need to talk about it. And hopefully, Eileen refuses to do an interview with me. Eileen refuses to engage with people generally, but she engaged with me and told me to correct my facts and that I'm spreading misinformation. The misinformation she refers to are the details about her family. And I'm not, the only reason I'm talking about, I'm just reading her Facebook post. Like, that's all I know. That's all I have to go on. I did make a mistake, but I'm just reading her. I'm like, here's the source material and here's my comments about it. You can see if I've made a mistake because you can see it on the screen. So here's another one for you. Some other creators have actually spoken positively about Autism Speaks. Some work with ABA therapists. We're talking about politics now, but different type of politics. I would speak to Autism Speaks 100%. I would talk to them. I spent a lot of time dealing with Dr. K, Healthy Gamer GG. None of that was in any way beneficial for me. Zero. It was a big use of my time. And it's like, and I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting anything. I'm not even getting a tag. I'm getting fuck all. I'm just purely doing it because they then fucked up, and I'm giving them sort of quote unquote free consultancy to point them in the right direction. I'm sending them articles and saying, read this. Brian Murphy, I spent a great deal of time talking to Dr. K's wife. I sort of also feel like this is probably not a very good conversation for YouTube, but it's like why me? Like, I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. ABA should only be consenting adults who have safe words. Yeah, quite. Yeah, Kruti and I have spoken at length. And we've had quite a bit of back and forth offline. I'm not entirely satisfied, but you know. What do you do? It's hard to respond to ignorance from so-called professionals like, I don't know, man, just do better. Yeah, and I know. It's just like, just do better. Just please don't be lazy. Please Google. Go to go to, like, for example, the National Autistic Society in the UK, their website. You could start there. You could start on the NHS website, UK again as well. You could look on the CDC or the WHO websites. You could even look on the American Psychiatric Association's website if you really want to feel like a shithead. But you can start there and then work on. I appreciate that, Pavinci. Thank you. Most of the hate from the healthy gamer stuff has died down now. Mostly died down now. Yeah. Mostly died down now. One of the biggest things that surprised me about that, and I don't want to break my own rule, but it is that people were putting me on a political spectrum and saying that I was doing it for politics and that I was being paid. In some respects, I was being paid for it because the video was monetized. Not enough. Just to be clear, something like doesn't pay the bills. But it's like I'm not working for a big conspiracy thing. So I will talk to, if you're watching Autism Speaks, if you're watching, I will talk to you. We can have offline discussions. There's a limit though. You know, anything that takes me time off making my YouTube content or doing my day job or caring for my creatures or my family or my community needs to be paid for. And they can start by increasing the amount of money that they spend on supporting autistic families. They can do a Mr. Beast style, I gave away 100,000 pairs of noise-cancelling headphones, and they could make a video about it. In fact, they could do some fucking social media. If they want to do good social media, they can actually do something good and film it. Do you know how easy it is? Do you know how easy it is to do good social media? They just need to do something good and then have somebody follow them with a camera and then release it as a video. And I would support that behavior. I would support them doing something good for people. If they wrote some big fucking checks and supported autistic people. Take care, Jen. Take care. Papa Ski, everything I've done in that regard is evidenced, yes. And it's like if Autism Speaks wanna impress me, sort of thing, like Mike, I'm just a guy. I am not worth any more or any less than anyone else. Everyone here is valued, not alone, and important. And your opinions are important, and we will disagree on things, but that doesn't matter. But if they want to impress us, if they want to impress me, they could do something good. They could actually do some charitable work. And yeah, and then Eileen Lamb has all the content she wants. She'll have shitloads of content. Then she can film families with autistic people getting some money for even daily living expenses. How about that? How about even that? There is a web form on the Autism Speaks website, which looks like it was made in 1995. And it's a really ugly web form. You know, like 100 point, some of you will understand what I mean. But it's literally just like an iframe, which is like 100 point sort of width text boxes, and you have to fill all that in. If you want money from Autism Speaks, that's what you have to do. You have to fill in a web form that goes to nowhere. It saves into a fucking folder on their web server or something.
Get us a record about their view of the important wet socks versus wet underpants issue. I agree with you, yeah. Concrete Jungle, yes, she's paid by Autism Speaks. She is Autism Speaks. Eileen Lamb is a director of Autism Speaks. She is responsible for that organisation. Entirely responsible. And I'm not saying just her, collective responsibility, etc. But yeah, she is responsible for that organisation. In fact, she's responsible for the interface of that organisation and the rest of the world. She's not just any old director. She's not like a non-exec just sitting there who occasionally reviews some document. She actually is part of the... And I'm not hating on Eileen Lamb. I'm just saying, do your job, mate. Do your fucking job. Jesus Christ. Jansen, I wouldn't comment about that. Sending mixed messages here. I don't think you're wrong. I think it could have been written better. Don't, you know. And I don't want anything. I think the autistic page. I think people can decide who they want to go on and do live streams with, and it's possible that her time is filled with caring for her family and hating on autistic adults. It's possible that there isn't space in there to do a conversation with you. That's okay. I wouldn't worry too much. But yeah, I mean, I will. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make all the content about this. I wouldn't have even mentioned it if my tech stuff was working today, because we'd be doing some other stuff. But basically, they can spend a little bit more. Their accounts are due to come out soon, so expect some YouTube content from me on that. Please expect, it's like, if there's going to be a YouTuber every year doing a video based on their updated financial statements and their annual reports, I'll do it. Fuck it. If no one else wants to do that one, I'll do it every fucking year. How have they done? What have they done with their money this year? What are they doing? Oh, look. Wells Fargo guy. Big banker, big rich list guy. Oh, has earned a lot of money. And got a big fucking bonus. What's the ratio of director pay to employee pay? How does that compare to other charities in the segment? Like, I will tell you this. Autistic people, in my opinion, I think would be fucking amazing on charity boards. I literally think that if there is such a superpower, if there is, it's going to be charity governance, and I don't think enough content creators are talking about it. I think a strong sense of justice in however you feel that justice to be. A strong, often criticised for rigid black and white thinking, but, not bending the fucking rules. And do you know where I'm going with this? The attention to detail, the detail-orientated mind. I think, and why does their annual statements on the line that the item on their annual statement, their financial statements that they spend the least money on, right, is the bit that they actually pay outwards to families and stuff, is also got and science written on the end. Like, what the fuck? No, don't sign off on that. So yeah, there's that. Laura Havoc, AS is slightly alone in that they actually misdirect funds. This is in my opinion, but I can justify this. I can and have done. Which would be spent on autistic people. Anyone donating money in, when the police come around with their Autism Speaks police cars, or Autism Speaks fire engines, or Autism Speaks concrete mixers, okay? The people have wasted their money. It's gone on champagne for the directors. It's not the same. It's not the same as other charities. You can, if you want to, a public challenge. Find me a charity that is as evil as Autism Speaks. defined as literally the antithesis of the organization they're set up to be for. It's like me setting up a cat shelter and spending all the money on beer. It misdirects money, but people would be donating for one cause to another one. Hello, Coriel. I always see you at the end of the streams. That's all. It's really... Oh, fur farms. Exactly. Yeah, well, there you go. Like abusing animals. I mean, we can argue that. I mean, that's... They would argue that they help autistic people, but, you know, they do finance ABA therapy. Quote-unquote therapy. And my point with ABA, by the way... that I'm coming up against at the minute is very much that I haven't actually made a video on ABA. You may be wondering why. And it's broadly because people go, no, that's not ABA. ABA is like this, and it's like unicorn farts and sunshine and rainbows and marshmallows and sweeties and candy. And that's bollocks. Why would you do that? RSPCA assured are evil. You're right, Laura. Fair enough. Yes. But if we're going to say that Autism Speaks and the RSPCA assured stuff is similar, I agree with you. This is like F tier. Well, okay, fine. You found me a charity that's also shit. Congratulations, you've done it. Take care, Neil. Thanks for being on. Yeah, it's nice to see you on the stream. Seabass Tequila. I kind of feel like I got diagnosed late, so a dodgy ABA bullet. That's kind of how I feel about it too. And listen, if you're going to set up therapies for autistic people, why would you call it ABA? If you're a good person, I would like to talk to Kaylin Partlow about this. I would love to talk to Kaylin about this. Kaylin, if you're watching this, or if anyone who knows you is watching this, please, I would love to have a conversation. It can be offline, it can be off the record. It'd be great on a live stream. But I'd love to say, if there's good ABA and there's evil ABA, why fucking call it ABA? Why not call it helping autistic children to speak and communicate? Helping them with getting dressed, getting washed. Like, why are we using these different things? Like, why are we doing... Like, why would you call it... Why would you... If you're a lovely person and everything about you is good and honest and you're setting up your therapy van that drives around to autistic families and you're helping them out with something or other and you're doing it right and everything's well and everything's transparent and nothing's hidden, why would you call it ABA? Why the fuck would you do it? And by the way, the people who actually ratify the ABA people, the standards there are bullshit, and I've made a video on it. It's absolute total crap. They're trying to get ISO certification, they're trying to certify themselves. The Association of ABA Practitioners, it's bollocks. It's complete wank. It's literally like, it's not even real. It's a load of shite. It's all complete bollocks. They're not real. It's total shit. There's nothing, the entire organization, the entire setup, you pay like $5,000 a year and you can be like a gold, platinum ABA practitioner and you get to go on their website. It's just a fucking pyramid scheme. And I'm saying all this stuff out loud. Come sue me. Come sue me, ABA people. Fucking sue me. I think Nina the Tea Fairy wouldn't be happy with me saying this out loud, but basically, the entire ABA thing is complete bollocks, and it is because, as Lucy Bird has correctly pointed out, it's because insurance pays for it. Congratulations. That's why. It's a fucking money-making insurance scam for the most part. And I'm not saying that Kaylin Partlow's involvement is in any way bad or negative. I'm not saying that in the slightest. In fact, I think that her standing on the bridge, so to speak, is a very good thing. I think Caitlin Partlow, I keep saying her surname wrong and I apologise for that, does a very good job if she stands between the autistic community and explains why autistic people may be suspicious of ABA. In which point, it's just an insurance multi-level marketing scam. And I understand why parents would be desperate, and that, you know, it's where the level thing comes from as well. It's where the disorder thing comes from too, by the way, FYI. I thought we weren't getting political. You're right, DJ Back Tourmaline. There is time for this. This isn't really politics. I was talking about Trump and Elon. We'll save that for another time. We're going to have to party that if you guys want to. But basically, the point of the matter is I would love to talk to autistic content creators about this. I will at some point. I'll reach out myself. At some point, I will. I have spoken to a couple of autistic content creators recently that I've not been in touch with before, and I'm delighted by that. Happy topic for the end. Exactly. But my point is yeah, if Caitlin or whatever you're watching, because it's apparent that people do watch my YouTube videos, feel free to reach out to me and we can talk about ABA. And that's why I haven't done a video on it yet. Because the conversation needs to be well-rounded and not a diatribe from me. I'm not going to upload a 30-minute rant to YouTube. I'm going to do it on a live stream. Seabars, good luck with it all. The fact that OT isn't covered but ABA is crazy. Yeah. I hope that I hope that my live stream hasn't put people off me. I hope that you haven't arrived here and gone, oh, I like this guy's videos, but my God, is he nuts. I want a refund on my time watching Autistic AF videos. If that's you, I'd be lying if I said this isn't fairly typical, that there isn't the occasional rant about something. I don't know how to I'm sorry. Unsubscribe then. I mean, there's people unsubscribe on every live stream, so every live stream is negative subscriber count. But the what comes out of these live streams does actually make its way into YouTube videos, and I feel like it makes them better. I feel like my content is better as a result, direct result of everybody. Thank you. That's this is Saber causing this earthquake. This is a Saber earthquake. Thank you very much, Saber. Rah! Right. Get it all out. Yeah, I can't Shape of Soup. I would end up getting banned from YouTube if I did. So basically, thank you for being here. I need to see another autist. The Virgin Monkey. What an interesting username. Sorry, my mind is it has been lost. What I'm trying to say is, ABA therapy is nuts, and adults don't do it. If you want to know if something's good, this is my advice to you. If you want to know if something is therapeutic and useful and helpful, I like essential oils and stroking kitty cats. If you want to know if something helps in some way, then you can see if other adults enjoy it. If other adults, are doing a certain thing. I'm not saying follow the crowd, but I guess what I am saying is that adults are not inflicting ABA therapy on themselves. They're not doing it. Jonathan Ross, I think I might have seen some of it. I've got Paige Real's page up here. I haven't watched as much of her videos as I thought I had. I basically haven't watched most of them. I probably have. Yeah, I must have done. I can't find a video on ABA. Yes, I found it. I've watched it. ABA therapy is abuse and autistics thoughts on ABA. Hashtag stop the shock. Yeah, I've seen that video. It's on Paige Dale's channel. Yeah, I like Paige. I'm sure we won't agree on absolutely everything, but Oh, I love calling a business at 4:20, being told they're open till 5, getting a memory. Yeah, but people just effectively just log out on their own minds at that point. You just need to make accommodations in environment and need tools. Leslie, 100%. Environment is everything. Environment is everything. Everything. All accommodations for things like work, even home. For those of you that are not in work, that's okay. School, education, your bedrooms even. Everything. Your entire environment is everything for an autistic person. Environment is how I can be productive. And it's purely by making the right environment for yourself. Environment is 100% of the task, to my mind. I might come back later and say a different percentage. Please don't hold it against me. But environment is basically everything. And controlling that environment and this is why society, we need a little bit of focus on the social model of disability. And this is why I said to Dr. K in my video, look, if you've got the right environment for autistic people, they'll fucking surprise you. And this is why I said in my profound autism thing that I'm a level 3. I would be a problem for society to solve if I wasn't fortunate and my environment wasn't right. This is why this is entirely. It's everything. It's everything. It's entirely everything. What do you if you can't change where you live and you live in the wrong environment? Yeah, concrete. This is where we now have conversations to have. This is now good question. And this is depending. It depends is the answer for that. And we can have lots of conversations and talk about this till, as some people say, till the cows come home, whatever the hell that means. But like forever, we can keep talking about this. We can keep advocating, we can keep pushing. And yeah, exactly. But a new video, environment is everything. Thanks, Ashley. I think you're probably right. But environment is everything. I'll keep going for another 45 minutes and then we'll get an after party. As I just I think I'm guilty of this because you end up as an autistic content creator and you're making a video every week. As an example, if you don't make a video every week, fine. But YouTube does punish you if you don't make a video every week. Anyway, you end up getting a bit waffly and a bit wordy, and I cut my videos down a lot because I don't like long videos, but the meta is long videos, so maybe I should just leave it all in. Sometimes I cut the videos and stick a chunk on Patreon. Director's cut, whatever. But the crux of it is environment is everything. Environment is... if everything's depending on environment, yeah, it is everything. The level system is bad because it invalidates. The level system comes into this because and people do say, I have it commented on my video a lot. People do go, look, the level is this, it doesn't change depending on the time. And it's like, well, it fucking does. Actually, if you ask autistic people, it does change. The whole spoon theory, everything, it's all the same. I was just doing the same lighting. Yeah, just with colourful lighting, just go for the RGB, whatever. I do have a light in my face though, to be fair. There is a light up there and I've tilted it away. The reason why I look a little bit, I don't know, older, there's weird shadows on my face. The light is moved. I can't be asked having a light in my face today, so I've moved it. But the environment is everything. And if you can't have the right environment, as schools say, so I read this report in the UK and it's talking about autistic pupils and school refusal. What an interesting word that is. School refusal. Wow. It was called being truant when I was a kid. Stop it, Saber. Anyway, I didn't realise that school refusal was an option. I didn't realise I could refuse. I just hid in the toilets the whole time. But yeah, school refusal. And it's because there's so much it's a toxic environment beyond those doors. If it's a toxic environment, just putting your bloody the school uniform on sometimes. But it's a toxic environment behind those doors. And you have any wonder why autistic kids, let's call them the higher masking, the ones that can bottle it up a bit more, the ones with a bit more energy reserve, will bottle it up, come home and fucking explode. And it makes perfect sense to me. But if the environment is right, what's the problem? And I've seen some there's a couple, to be honest, your parents have to be fucking minted. Your parents have to be rich. But if they are, you can go to a school which is autism friendly. You can go to a school which is a better environment. And in that environment, you can fucking thrive. If your parents are wealthy, that's the opportunities. If you're rich, my parents are rich, you can have a different environment. And that is literally the environment of school. And then we can talk about the environment of work. The environment of work is a bit better, especially if it's an office type thing. If you use a computer for work, in some respects, there are opportunities for you depending on what you work in, what industry you work in, and where you work country-wise, and how old you are as well, because you get a bit more social privilege when you're older. After I had my NHS contracts under my belt and my Microsoft contract under my belt, and those were done, I found that I was able to dictate where I worked. I found that I was able to go, fuck you, I'm not coming in today. Don't worry, the work will get done. I found that I was able to get the work done and play video games and fucking chill out versus being stuck in traffic and commuting and trains which smell of piss and shit to the point where I couldn't function at work all day and I'd fall behind on everything and I'd probably get sacked. Those are the options that I've got. I'd end up with more social privilege as a result of doing better, and then it gets better and better and better and better and better, as opposed to worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Let me just see how many have people left. Have I gone nuts because we're in a bit of extra time here? Environment is everything. Fucking everything. If I switch my computer off now, turn it off, I don't have anywhere to lie down in this room. I don't want to lie down on the floor. It does get mopped twice a day, but still I don't want to lie down on the floor. It's apparently good for you, actually, to lie down on a hard floor. But whatever. I can go into the living room and lie down on a couch, right? And people can fuck off. And sometimes I end up sort of losing my temper. And sometimes it will be in the direction of, say, for example, Nina comes in or whatever. And, the whole thing, it's all to do with fucking environment. If you can get the environment right, all of the other stuff gets fixed. Fixing your place up, the missing sock. I've got a cool book on tidying, Midwest cleaning. I've been watching some of Midwest cleaning's videos. Very good as well. But I'm not actually talking about cleaning. I'm talking about everything. Does anybody disagree with me? Does anyone disagree with me? It's okay to, by the way. This is how we have conversation. We can love each other and still have disagreement. Totally cool. Unless you support Autism Speaks. I think that's a red line for me. I think if you're supporting Autism Speaks, it's a red line. I'm sorry, I don't think we'll be able to make this work. But we can. Yeah, it's worth doing a YouTube video on them, maybe. Sketchy punishment. Oh my god. Soup. You're evil. I just snorted some tea into my nose. Do you want to just, rather than say you agree, just say you disagree? All right, disagree about it. It was about environment being everything. Not everything, but a heck of a big part. Okay, so that's fair enough. Okay. I agree with you, by the way. It isn't everything, but it really is everything. Like, whatever we talk about regarding supports, we talk about interviews, we talk about anything, any aspect of the autistic lived experience where you need help and you need support, perhaps more than the general population, okay? A lot of that really does boil down to environment. And where I've been successful, it's been environment, but it's all about environment. And where I've not been, again, environment. And now picture this. Imagine if I was living, or imagine if you were living in a home, as in just, let's call it like a bungalow, and there's 4 other people in there with high support needs autistic. Imagine one of them is really smelly and has a diaper and shits in it all day. Imagine one of them is actually quite violent and hits people if they're near you. If you're within hitting or biting range, you get hit or bitten. Imagine all you want to do is go outside, but you can't because there's no staff to support you. Can I just ask you to think about that for a second? And you just want to go outside and literally touch grass. And you can't because the staff are busy with the people with higher support needs than you. The guy who's shitting himself constantly, has epilepsy, blah, 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 blah. Someone else that's being violent, blah, blah, blah. What level of support needs would you have then? What level of support needs would you have? Would you be having meltdowns? Fuck me. That's where a lot of autistic people live, in supported accommodation. I can't even talk on YouTube about how I would feel if I were in those environments. There's a sensory friendly environment. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of staff will work in that environment where they do 40 hours a week. They leave, they go home, but there's a lot of shouting. There's constant shouting. You've got staff talking to each other for a start. How about you've got, you can't make a cup of tea because this, you need permission, or the kitchen's locked or something. How are you all feeling me? I'm describing this. And this is a good situation. I'm describing a good quality community home. And this is good. I'm talking about adults in care homes, by the way. And I'm not even talking about the nasty stuff. There is nasty stuff. I have a video on some nasty stuff. It is Patreon only. It really wasn't something to put on YouTube. Essentially being run by, we're now going off topic a bit. This is, basic psychiatric hospitals in the UK. At the time I wrote, I was talking about a Channel 4 Dispatches documentary from a few years ago, and they recorded 1,200 autistic people locked away against their will. And this is in psychiatric hospitals run for profit by, and this is now over to me now. I found out who was running these hospitals, and it was a Times Rich List Tory. This is a UK. I'm trying not to be political, but it's a wine guy. It's a man who made all of his money in wine and horse racing, and he runs these psychiatric hospitals. He's got no psychiatric background. He's just very, very wealthy. We're not even talking about the worst stuff here. I'm talking about the day-to-day, classic, good quality, well supported, well funded. You're thinking about like $200,000-$300,000 per person per year. That level of funding. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about psychiatric stuff. I'm talking about, you are an autistic person that needs support. You need care. You have profound autism, quote unquote. You need constant care to stay alive. There you go. That level of service provision costs $200,000-$300,000 a year. Pounds actually, but let's call it dollars. That's how much it costs. And that's being cared for by compassionate staff that are well trained and you're reasonably resourced. I would be having a fucking constant meltdown living in that environment. But I don't. Jonathan Ross, I work for a funder for disabilities, can totally understand where you're speaking from. Thanks, Jonathan. I can see you see me there. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the terror scenario. This isn't the terrible. This is like, life is definitely political, but we can have a reprieve. We can watch cartoons now and again, have some light entertainment. I made a memes video on Sunday because look at me. Partly, did you catch yourself using higher support needs to describe your hypothetical housemates? Just be devil's advocate here. Yes, I'm describing a generic situation that you would expect to see in the British Isles. And also, I would also argue that a lot of the support that's required is as a direct consequence of the environment being wrong for the people there. I mean, then we get political and blah, 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 blah. And I'm really not trying to be political. I'm trying to argue that my environment, if I were there and if I even visit, I am fucking stressed. I'm trying to explain that if you live in a supported accommodation and you have staff just talking about their day, I'm just talking about you've got staff coming on duty and then doing a handover and they're talking. Do you understand what I mean? Just people around you talking. The noise. You've got someone screaming, you've got someone that shit themselves, and someone trying to bite you. I get it. I would lose my shit too. Because look at me now. I'm not wealthy, but my environment is better. There's fuck all people here. Not because present company accepted, I'm trying to explain. And I'm finding myself in hospital every day, currently, caring and advocating for my mother. And it's driving me nuts. Oh yeah, they'll put your finances on hold. Yes, absolutely. There'll be a lien and so on, yeah. Helen, I could not live in that environment. I've experienced being asleep, experienced sleep-ins while being in that sort of environment, and as the one staff member on duty overnight for residents, there's constant noise. Yeah. Oh, sorry for headbutting you. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Apologies for everyone who thinks I'm sort of teaching to suck eggs a little bit there. I'm being like I'm being a bit melodramatic or whatever. I'm purely just trying to explain what because we talk about bad stuff all the time, don't we? But like the middle, the big bell curve in the middle, it's still a bad environment for autistic people. But like, what are you going to do? And then we have politics to conversations to have about all that sort of stuff. But it applies to everybody because you're all your venting is cool. Yeah, I do vent quite a bit. Eh? Probably should. Watching a loved one suffer can be absolutely crazy making. Miss Pat, yep, you know what I mean. Hope your mother's doing better. Thanks, Scott. Kinda. I mean, well, Vinci, yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. You can do it via Instagram DM, and I will look out for it. Or you can do it via email, and I will look out for it. Or you can do it via TOEFL. Laura, someone with high support needs you to autism. An ID unrelated to ASD. Who does have to wear diapers and have my entire lives. It pisses me off when people conflate with being mentally incapable. Laura Havoc. Yes. And I know I'm running the risk of doing some, because people accuse me of shit all the time. It's weird. It's infuriating, actually, but you get over it. It kind of comes with the quote-unquote job. But making assumptions about people and their capacity is problematic. My mother has been in hospital, and there's been a lot of medical malpractice with her. I'll give you one example. My mother takes, as part of her daily medical regime, she had a brain aneurysm a long time ago in 2007. She was working as a nurse until then. My mother is very lovely and she's got a wonderful reputation. My mother is mostly my personality, if it gives you an example about what my mum's like. She's very much like me. My mother is very impulsive, not in a bad way. But she is on cocodamol. She takes codeine every day, fairly high levels. She's quite short and small, but she takes a lot of codeine. And she went into hospital and they put her in withdrawal because they fucked up her medication. They made medication errors for days. And it got to the point where my dad lost his shit in the hospital. And I've been arguing with social workers. I've been arguing with hospital management, all this stuff. The hospital have really hurt my mother. Not just the cocodamol. My mum's on some pretty strong drugs. And they've put her into withdrawal, and they assessed her, and one doctor was talking about like not doing CPR. He was trying to get a DNR notice put on my mother. And I said, let's have this conversation outside of the bay. And he insisted on having the conversation next to my mum, saying we don't want to break her ribs, and we'll break her ribs if we jump on her. And I'm like, no. She's not here for a stroke. She's here because she had a fall. My mother had a fall and she needed an x-ray, which is clear, by the way. That's good news. My mum's x-ray is clear. She has some bruising. She fell. Old people fall. I don't know what to tell you. And the hospital has actually harmed her, and now she's sort of trying to recover from hospital-acquired injuries. And I am arguing with people, and I think I'm quite eloquent at this. One nurse I went to speak to say, hey, my mother needs the toilet, pretended that they didn't speak English, to kind of like ignore me, literally just ignore me, and went, I don't know, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they catheterized her and all sorts. And my mother was continent when she went into hospital, and now she's been damaged by the hospital. She went in for an x-ray, guys. She went in for an x-ray. Oh, and by the way, they just assumed that she had no capacity. Now, I'm now going to mimic this with you guys. I'm now going to like match you all. They assumed that my mother, by the way she presented, had no capacity and could not consent to things. So they started doing stuff with her that she did not consent to. This is exactly the same as the way that autistic people are talking about. Right? This is exactly missing sock. Possible. Yeah, possible. She's definitely a bit dehydrated. Her blood results came back good, but she was definitely a bit dehydrated. And if you lose your shit and you are someone like me, I am reasonably well thought of. I'm quite well known. I'm reasonably public. And I can lose my shit. My dad lost his shit and said, you're putting her in withdrawal. We need to go to a doctor. You see, my dad said, there's no bloody doctor in this bloody hospital. Because they were told there's no doctor. And we're literally talking about, I am talking about medical malpractice, and I'm dealing with that in my personal life right now, and I'm sharing some of it with you. But this is where advocacy is so important. This is where advocacy is so, so important. And why you all need health passports. I'm going to talk about healthcare passports. Jansen has a friend and sent me a link to a podcast that she was on, and it's brilliant. And if I can find it right now, I'm going to put it in the description. And she's talking about things like healthcare passports and that sort of stuff. You all absolutely need to hear it. It's fantastic. You need to have healthcare passports to advocate for you. Her name's Sarah, and she's brilliant. And there's a link in the description. It's a short episode on a podcast on Spotify. I am not advocating to say that the podcast is a good one. I haven't got a bloody clue. But the lady that's on it as a guest is fantastic. Well worth a listen. And you have to absolutely report to CQC. Chloe, I'm on it. But I don't have the spoons. I don't have the energy. I've been keeping notes. I've raised safeguarding concerns. And that's why my mother's care has gotten a bit better, because I've raised safeguarding concerns. Now, I can raise safeguarding concerns, but imagine if, and I know that the live stream is now running a bit, is quite over time, but bear with me. I feel this is important and needs to be said. By raising safeguarding concerns, my mother's care became better. I don't have the spoons to actually raise the formal complaints yet, but I will be doing. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the spoons. I don't have the spell slots, whatever. It will be happening. And this is not true just for my mother, by the way. I saw malpractice with other people on that ward too, and their families were crying. I've seen stuff. It's like, it's not personal. It's all shit for everybody. But only if you're vulnerable. I am in that situation not vulnerable. Imagine if it was me on that hospital bed. Imagine if it were me on that hospital bed. And let's just say I was having emotional distress reaction. You could argue, oh no, that's just him. That's just how he behaves. That's just what... Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to explain it. I learned to dress like a lawyer. Cynthia Brown, you are 100% correct. I told my father, you won't turn up to hospital unless you are very well dressed. I said to him, dress like you're going to a government reception, but without any military stuff on. My dad is autistic. I said, don't wear medals, but make sure you dress like this. And he's been brilliant. Okay? So yeah, absolutely. Masking to the extreme in order to advocate is, I believe these are skills. Antibiotics for Larry. It's been done. I did it during the 2-minute break earlier with Nina. What I'm trying to say to you all is, I've gotten shit for this, by the way, and I actually don't care because I think it's a conversation we all need to have. And it's an issue that I have with some other autistic content creators. I'm not saying there's drama. There's no drama. There's no internet drama. But it's like masking is bad. Masking blah, 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 blah. They're right. Masking is bad. But sometimes you need to mask the fuck up because it's the only way to survive in neurotypical society. And sometimes it literally means survival. Sometimes masking is needed, not just for your own survival, but for your others. My mother would be dead now if it wasn't for some massive autistic masking and some serious face dancing and some serious losing your shit. I had a conversation with Pianovelli. I'm sorry T and Tails is behind schedule. I need to T and Tails it. But I had a conversation with Pianovelli live. He joined a live stream. It was wonderful. And something I really wanted to mention to him, I got a lot out of his book, was he talked about, I mean, I don't relate to everything Pianovelli wrote. My God, he's a comedian living in London. I mean, not funny, not living in London. But he talked about the face dance you have to do. You can be really upset, but you can be, what's the word? You can be flat affect. And that ain't going to get the neurotypicals to help you. If you can be in hospital, if you need your healthcare, you're speaking to a doctor, sometimes you have to do a face dance. You have to actually lose your shit, but not lose your shit so much that people won't talk to you. Because sometimes if you lose your shit too much, people will be like, oh, I'm not going to deal with you now. And you're like, fucking hell. I was only losing my shit in order to show you I meant what I meant. It's literally... So what I advocate for on my channel, well, I say what I advocate for on my channel, it sounds a bit grand, doesn't it? What Mike advocates for, Autistic AF is saying, is sometimes masking skills are needed, and if you deploy them consciously and you have to do the face dance, because I'm like, how do I explain it to you all? I have spent many hundreds of hours, I don't know how many hours it's been, but many hundreds of hours, right? Sorry, I needed a little bit more of the music to keep myself regulated. I needed to do the face dance, and I'm talking to medical professionals, and I'm like, how is my body language? How's their body language? Am I saying this right? Am I saying that right? No, don't say you're going to crush my mum's ribs in a CPR situation by standing over her. She can hear you. I'm like, she can hear you, by the way. She has capacity. And I'm writing like, I took a printer onto the ward last week. I took a fucking printer onto the ward so that I could print out some stuff while I was there. And I couldn't write it there and get it later. There's no other way to print. I took a printer and I printed a thing, and I printed a really lovely thing with a picture of my mum as a nurse. There's a picture on it. And I wrote, hello, my mum, my name is name. Blah, 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 blah. I have capacity, in bold underline. And then blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. I came into hospital from a fall and I needed an x-ray, which was clear, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like putting it on the wall. I'm literally taping it on the wall. I took some sellotape with me. My masking is only good enough to pass as a weird person too. But when I say masking, we have to do a face dance, don't we? We have to go, I'm annoyed. This is malpractice. This is a safeguarding concern. This is restrictive practice. What that means is this, blah, 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 blah. And I can also say that sometimes alexithymia helps because I'm being told stuff and I know that the reaction is going to take about 10 minutes for me to feel anything. It's like I'm really good at, I know I've got 10 minutes before I get emotional and I've got problems, and I can deal with that in my little alexithymia window. And I knew that about myself before I knew I was autistic and before I had an autism diagnosis. Self-diagnosis, self-identification is valid for many reasons. But when you know that you're autistic, you can then say to yourself, I know I've got 10 minutes of window here. If you do or not, you may be hyper aware. It's very different for every person. But sometimes I find, sometimes I find I know, right, Mike is autistic. Mike has 10 minutes of putting up with anything shit before he then, has an issue. But then I'm aware that I'm under feeling the issue, and then I have to pretend to be more mad than I actually am. And I can do it because I'm autistic. I now know, right, this is how I'm going to handle the situation. And then I act accordingly. Does any of that make sense? I can't put that in a YouTube video. So that's that. It's a diplomacy dike, and it can hold you up for 10 minutes. But knowing that you're autistic is the key point, because you can start to think about things. I know that I can do a 2-day business trip with other people, sharing spaces with other people, before I am utterly burnt out for about 2 months afterwards. I know that about myself now. I know where my limit is. I know what I can do. I know that I can do a day, and I probably just need a week off afterwards. You know what I mean? But I literally know these things. Like, I've actually put numbers to them. I've actually quantified what it means for me, and it will mean something different for you. And if everyone has this, we all have an autistic superpower. If it's just self-awareness. Okay. There you go. Bonus live stream content. And let's play with some cats. I call masking acting. Yeah, it is. 100%. 100% acting. And the problem with the calm exterior, Helen, is that sometimes neurotypicals need to see the explosion. They need to see they need to see your face. They need to go. Temp, exactly. The doctor. I'm there with Nina too, and he's like, "Well, we would break her ribs if we jumped on her with CPR, so we need to think about this." And I'm like, "We have this conversation out there. We speed it up. Let's go outside. She can hear you." But I'm like, but he carries on. He's like, "Yes, because the ribs break when you do CPR because..." And I'm like, "She can hear you. She's a nurse. She 100% understands everything you're saying, and I hope that she's so stressed right now that she won't remember it." Do you know, when you hope that the trauma is so that the trauma will make her brain forget, that's like, so you have to lose your shit. You can't just quietly say to people, "Listen, we will have this conversation, but we're going to go outside." No, you actually have to lose your shit. You have to be like, "Rah!" in order for neurotypicals sometimes to take you seriously. The words are not sufficient. You have to actually say, or you say something, my problem is that sometimes I will say a rude word or something. I will say, "Oh, shit," or "fuck," or something. And people can refuse to deal with you if you say the word shit or fuck or something. You have to say, I'm still trying to figure out, you know what I mean? You have to actually lose your shit. Face dance. Pierre Novelli's description in his book, Face Dance, is the perfect description. You have to actually look like you'll go losing your shit. That's my advice for you all on this lovely live stream. Look like you have to actually, pushing for DNR. I mean, it saves the pension fund, I guess. You have to basically railroad them, stop them railroading. Yeah, you do. And you have to actually, you know, and this is kind of like advanced masking. What I'm talking about here. Mike is trying to talk to a bunch of autistic people about advanced masking. We'll call it Frost Fiction. We'll be ending very, very shortly. Minutes, not hours. And it's lovely you were here. And it's like platinum level, you know, you have to be aware of what that face stance looks like. If you're like me, you'll be watching YouTube videos, watching films, trying to figure out like how people's faces look, practicing expressions in the mirror. Masking 302, yeah. Masking 3. Like, this is like platinum masking. You have to be like at least medium competent level masker in order to take this class. We're going to be talking about masking today. Chloe, I've got an orthopedics appointment in a couple of weeks and I'm already mentally preparing my face stance. Yeah. Holistics mask too, and trying to an equivalent degree is perhaps the most beneficial thing to well-being. Yeah, using it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, but being aware that you have to do it. It's something else, yeah. So thank you. If you've enjoyed, I do highly recommend, by the way, clicking the link that I posted that's disappeared now because I posted it ages ago. I'll post it again. I can't, what's the word? Will that pin it? Yeah. I can't vouch for the podcast show. I don't know it. It could be good. It could be terrible. All I'm saying is this episode, which was sent to me by Jansen, it's one of his friends, is on here. Her name is Sarah and she's fantastic. She works as like a therapist and she works in healthcare. There's a fantastic discussion. It's short and sweet and it's good. Do click it. It's edifying. It's positive. That's what I'm trying to say. That link. It's very good. Yeah. I'll put it in Discord, Toffel, definitely. In fact, we can talk about it in the Discord. In fact, we can... but yeah, it's actually really good. So Jansen sent that to me a little bit ago and I've only just got around to it. I do get a bit overloaded by stuff, but it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. I just don't expect an instant reply. My problem is either 0 or 100. How do you just shit and an NT passing away? This is what you got to work on. Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah. I don't relate to high masking autistics. Might as well be neurotypicals. Think about high masking autistics after their energy levels have run out and their masking disappears. That might be more relatable to you. That they may have a bigger battery. They may be able to manage that day. A lot of the case, people can manage a day, come home, crash, a day, come home, crash, a day, come home, crash, a day, come home, crash. That's pretty common. I would call that high masking. If that helps. I'm with you on Jim Carrey and Robin Williams. Yeah, they're practicing the facial expressions. Especially Jim Carrey's. Jim Carrey and Robin Williams do some really exaggerated facial expressions. They are known for it. Jim Carrey particularly. I think he dislocates his jaw or something. Those are really good to kind of go like, you know, like if you want to see what a human face can do. Here we go. Jim Carrey, by the way, nearly quit The Grinch. Do you know this? Jim Carrey, it was many hours in makeup to become the Grinch, all the prosthetics, all the face. Jim Carrey had to undergo this stuff all being stuck to him. And he actually tried to quit the show. He went to quit the show. I can't remember what happened, or I can't remember how it worked. Obviously, it worked out. But being in that Grinch suit and all of the makeup and the prosthetics was a big issue for him. And he nearly quit. In fact, I think he did go to quit. I was sure the Grinch thing. Yeah, I don't know what the outcome of it was. It might be something to look into. Roger Jim Carrey flies drones. If If you do 100, you can always back off and apologise and explain you're just exasperated. That's true, Ray. That's a clever technique. It sounds duplicitous, doesn't it? But it's really not. Had the makeup made him go, yeah. There you go. So we are doing an after party, but it's I'm not going to use my voice. We'll probably play games again if that's okay. You can learn to continue your facial expression over time. It's all muscles. Yeah, it's true. You can learn, and we can all learn. A lot of this stuff just comes absolutely naturally to neurotypicals, though, like from children, early years. After rehearse emotional scenes from TV and trying to match the actors. Yeah. Well, yeah, me too. I've done that too. I haven't done that for a while. Charisma on Command is a really good YouTube channel for breaking down stuff. That's more to do with like the politics and power plays between people. The YouTube channel will show something, say for example from Game of Thrones, and then sort of break it apart. I found that really useful. Take care, Missing Sock. We are ending now. Thank you all so very, very much. We are going to do an after party, a shorter one. We'll play some games. Maybe Drawful. I mean, that was wicked fun previously. Definitely some of it overstepped. Sure. Like, there's nothing. I mean, probably I've overstepped today. I've probably gone out on a right odd limb today. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm talking about Charisma on Command from years ago. I haven't watched any of it for years. But if you go back to some of the early stuff, there's some good videos there. I will die on this hill, as they say. There's some really good ones. I found this very interesting and informative. Thoroughly enjoyed. Thanks, Jonathan. I hope that there's some value in there for you. Okay. Let's do it. Before I click, thank you all so much for coming. I know these live streams are variable, as is life. I try to be professional. I really do. I hope you see that. And they're not all the same. Please don't think that just because you've maybe seen one live stream that you're going to see like they're all like that. Maybe Mike is a bit like melodramatic or something, or a bit hyperactive or something. This is literally just a slice of real life. Those of you in the Discord, thank you very much, and it's cool to hang out there. That's where I am, and that's where I'm going now. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all soon. There is another stream. It's the same time every week, and I post a video on YouTube on Sunday. Look out for it. See you later. Bye. Bye bye, everybody.